Hello, folks. We are live streaming from the Mechanics Institute in downtown San Francisco. This is FIDE Master Paul Whitehead, and I'm going to be joined here by various chess personalities and players from the chess club. There's Karpov in the chess club back in the day. And some other players, but here comes Abel Talamentes, chess room director. I'm joined by, let's see if I can find, I need to find, we're having an issue here, a technical issue. There we go, and Abel and Paul. Oh, except for we have to take my name off of there. And there's Judith behind us. We've got this. We'll get this going. Yeah, there we go. We've got our special effects coordinator, Wanson Dejas. Work that one out for us. Abel, what is the state of the chess world in, September 3rd, 2019, here in the control room at the Mechanics Institute Chess Club? We're looking, the scene above us is round 5 of the Tuesday night marathon. Some of the great games going on there now, but
and Paul has his cell phone on, so he has.
Yeah, I'm gonna get forfeited. Actually, that was
Erica
Gary Kasparov telling me that he can't make it tonight.
How'd you hear that?
The rumor spreads fast.
You guys are spying.
The rumors spread quick.
Or that was Carlson, actually. That was Magnus Carlson, everybody, telling me that he... Yeah, we'll have to get back to him later.
Yeah, way too long. So...
and we're joined here by Erica Malikan. I'm going to squeeze you in, Erica.
Squeeze myself out.
Yeah, squeeze in.
So you guys are now recording the entire room?
There we go. So,
and there's Wanson Dejas in the back as well. Yeah, he can't.
Oh, you guys are recording. Okay, that's
fine. It's going.
All right.
How'd you know I out for the draw?
Because he came in saying, "Hey, my opponent offered me a draw. I'm gonna take it. If I take it, is there an extra game I can play?"
Did he ask that? That's awesome.
Asked that, and then I said, "Well, I don't have an opponent right now." He's like, "Well, do you want to play?" I'm like, "I'm busy. I can't do it."
That's pretty funny. No, because he played a draw. So like
he played deliberately.
Yeah, his next move was going to be the draw, so I offered it, so I didn't have to waste the extra time to sit there for him to think 5 minutes if he wanted a draw.
I think he was looking to just restart and try a new opening or something. So, he was looking for another game.
I don't know. I think he was waiting for his kid to be done.
Yes.
Who's his kid?
I have no idea.
For a draw?
Huh?
If we had a draw,
yeah.
If any game is there, I would like to play.
Are you going to be in the annex or something?
Extra to play, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'll play him again for an extra rated game.
Well, you want to play double again?
Extra to play.
Yeah.
You want to play me again?
Yeah.
But I get
switch colors.
Yeah.
Switch color, that's a switch, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm white, you're black now.
It has to be like that?
30,
since we
30
just...
minutes
Well, you
each.
just played...
That was not decided, I have to win at that.
So 30 minutes each?
Well,
is it rated?
Yeah, it'll be rated.
Yeah.
It is not used for the tournament.
Not for the tournament.
Yeah, not for the tournament.
I would like to play. I think 1 hour we will have at least.
Hour.
I'll give you an hour, but I want white. That's the counter.
Well, but it has to be.
Yeah, I'll play.
All right, so game in an hour. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, so back they go.
All right.
But yeah, there has to be.
Interesting. I thought she's in a hurry.
No, because you played for a draw. Your last 2 moves were a draw.
Okay.
So if you didn't
Those are fighting words, y'all. Take it outside.
Club
You
politics.
didn't play for the draw. I wouldn't have offered the draw.
Fighting words,
so now we're going to implement rules where no draws allowed before 60 moves or something. I'm just joking. All right. So
Same board?
Same board. Yep.
Okay. Oh, they have to reset the clocks.
Who has to set the clock? I don't know how to do that. You know how to do it?
This is live club politics in action.
Yeah, what just happened there? Okay, tell us what happened.
All right, so the long story short is, so they were paired against each other in the TNM, and standard time control game in 2 hours, 5-second delay, and apparently.
Here they come. You can see. Oh no, that's.
No, right there.
Yeah,
right
there they
Judith's
are.
setting them up.
She's setting them up.
And apparently the game was a boring draw, and they agreed to it. But the one player, Venkat, came in and said, well, I drew my game. Is there an extra rated game he can play? He's wanting another game.
Right, but he's the one that, according to Erica, he was the one that made it a boring draw.
So they were each accusing each other of playing like a boring draw. So then she comes in, right, and just ready to chill and jump in the broadcast, and he comes in looking for another game, and then she challenged him.
There they go.
So there they go.
People just can't get enough chess.
No, it's kind of funny. So now I'm curious how this game will go.
Right.
But anyway.
Okay.
So the state of
the state of chess in the Bay Area Mechanics Institute. Not that I'm going to ask any leading questions or anything.
And
but this is we can say whatever we want here. You're the director of this club and this club.
There's a cover on an old, was it California Chess Journal?
Oh, you've got to bring that in. I found that. I'm going to find it again.
Let's just say, and I'll just tease the audience. There's a certain cover that I'll use in a newsletter. I'll put it on that really describes a lot of the state of chess politics, but. That being said, and focusing only on the positive.
Okay.
And I'm only focusing on the positive. The Labor Day Championship was this past weekend in Santa Clara, which is the state Cal Chess State Championship, and it ended in a 5-way tie for first.
Hi, Daniel Perlov.
Daniel Perloff was not one of those that tied for first. How are you?
Okay.
But it was.
Hi, Bruce Ricard.
Nice. Hey, Bruce. So I think it was GM Conrad Holt. I think it was Jack Zhu.
Grandmasters.
No, he's a national master. But he's like 2400. It's like.
Oh yeah, right.
And then Alexander Katz. Malin Mighty, I believe, because it was 4.5 out of 6 was the score.
Was the winning in the championship section.
Yeah.
What about the expert section? Let's just jump straight to the expert section.
The kind of the exciting thing for us at mechanics, we always follow our mechanics players, is Michael Walder won clear first in the expert section.
Wow,
so
what was his score?
5 out of 6.
5 out of 6.
So we gave him a shout out before the TNM started about Michael Walder,
right.
Champion of the expert session.
And he's playing on board something. We'll be able to look at his game, I think.
Yeah, I think he's on one of the broadcasts.
We'll look at it later.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, and then
did any other mechanics players place or do well in that tournament?
Yeah, a few of them played. None of them won out sections, but I know Kaylin Melville played. Erica Malcolm played. There were a few other mechanics players.
So we were represented.
Yeah, we were represented, and actually representing is our board 1 player, Sriram Krishna Kumar.
Oh yeah, let's hear about this guy.
He's having just a terror of a year.
He's what, an old man of 9 years old?
I think he's 9.
Wow.
Judith, do you know? Can you ask his dad? I think he's 9.
No, I took a look at it. I think last time it was under 10, top 10.
10 or under 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's 9 or 10. He's wearing the red hat.
He's wearing the red hat, folks. You can see him.
I mean, in this TNM already, he's beaten Chiron Griffith, which was a monster win
24-50 player.
Week.
He beat him.
And he beat another
Elliot Winslow, international master Elliot Winslow.
And those in back-to-back weeks.
That's in this tournament.
And at the Labor Day Championship, he drew with Christopher Yu.
24-50,
25.
Right? 25?
Yeah. And I think he's 1 GM norm short of GM.
Okay.
And then he drew.
Elliot again?
No, he beat. He drew Elliott, I
He
think.
drew Elliott. Elliott
think.
got a draw with him this time.
Or he beat him. Anyway, he's
He's having a great tournament.
great tournaments. He's doing really, really well.
He might become a master after this tournament.
And
I think he is.
And
yeah.
it's just funny because we've seen him develop. I've seen him develop from C player, B player, A player
Well,
to expert. So he's one that was been kind of fun to follow. And I just from my own memory, I mean, he went through a time where I mean, he's only like 9 or 10, but where he kind of, when he got to like I think 1900, where he kind of stayed there for a long time. I want to say a long time for a kid that age, like 5 months, 6 months.
Plateau, waiting for the next big push.
And I think he's there. Something happened in his game where he's seeing that next level.
That's what happens with rapidly developing players. There's a plateau period, and then boom.
And it's the same with Eric Lee. It's like they play constantly. They play these events, and through bad tournaments, they play through them.
Play a lot of chess.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing. So we have this like fantastic matchup on board one with the kids,
Josiah Stearman
and Krishna Kumar,
who's now Josiah must be at least 16 years old, and so.
Josiah?
Yeah,
no, he's
18. He's freshman. in
18. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he's
freshman
18.
at Cal. Go Bears.
So he's an old man now,
Yeah.
playing a 9. Got somebody's half his age.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And yeah,
So
finding himself the higher rated player, but with the younger player hot on his heels. It's crazy.
like they're not the three of us.
So Sriram is actually top age 11, 17 in the.
Daniel Perlov is saying Sriram now is 21:47. I'm assuming that's post Labor Day.
Wow.
And
Yes.
with his victories now,
He's
on track to become an NM.
Yeah,
After
so
this.
he's 21:47, but he's top. So he's the 17th best age 11 player in the U.S.
But what if he gets past 2200? He's going to be. Is he top 12? Could be like around there.
nice.
I have to double check. I don't know.
And Eric Lee's playing too. And there he is, Eric Lee. We're
Yeah.
giving him short shrift, but he's on board too.
Yeah, and
And he's only 11 years old.
yeah.
The kids are whipping up on everybody. In the top 3 boards there's juniors.
Yeah.
And Tenzing Shaw there, who just got up, is the only guy on the top 2 boards that's over 18 years old.
Yeah.
So youth will be served, as they say.
Or youth is serving.
Youth, yeah.
So so it's fun to kind of follow the kids and how they're doing, and
What's coming up at the mechanics next weekend?
This coming Saturday.
Yeah.
We have the Donnelly Memorial, which is a 1-day G40 5-round. So
I forgot who Donnelly is. I'm going to have to ask John Donaldson. I can't get all these. John invented all these tournaments. Memorial tournaments.
And it's been nice because Judith's been doing the research and doing little backstories on all the Eric Lee's. We have a live. Daniel Perlov is our live chess ratings.
2282 Eric Lee, who is black on board too.
Yeah.
We can see him. He's thinking there.
And
sitting next to Josiah Stearman.
so that's Saturday. So we're doing the 1-day 5-round event Saturday, and then
Okay.
on Sunday we actually have a Scholastic tournament here. So we'll have a
And we're holding one of those a month now, or 2 a month?
2 a month.
2 Scholastic tournaments a month.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, 2 a month. So so a lot of activity this weekend. We're dividing the labor. Jude will direct one, I'll direct the other. And so chess action this weekend. And but looking ahead, because we're in September now,
Right.
in October, the weekend of October 26, 27. It's actually a huge event. So we have the Cal Chess State Rapid Championship.
Right.
Saturday, the 26th, I think, of October. And then Sunday, the 27th, the Cal Chess State Blitz Championship.
Wow. Are we planning any broadcasting of that?
There is we're going to have broadcast full on DGT.
Have you asked your main broadcasting personality if he's gonna do it for you?
I have not asked because I assume that
he's under contract.
He wants to represent quality, and therefore it's an automatic thing.
All right, I'll show up for sure.
One of the things we all here take great pride in is just giving the absolute best customer service, chess experience to our fans, to our players. We broadcast our games, we show them, we make it entertaining. We would not have it any other way. Yes, and Sriram didn't lose a game. 2 IMs.
Shout out to F Pawn here.
And F Pawn, I think, did he play Alexander Katz too? I think, and might have drawn also. He's doing absolutely amazing. He's hard to beat.
Yeah, and he's sitting there in the red hat against the white hat. There's the red hat versus the white hat on board 1.
It's like boxers, they have their trunks, right? And then with the sound off, my students solving it. Am I assuming is upon doing a lesson, so while he's doing a lesson, trying to solve a problem, he's watching the broadcast. And we just want to give a shout out to our social media. One of the things we're trying to do is unify all our social media platforms. So I think
we've done it.
We've done it. So Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Mechanics Chess. You hit Mechanics Chess, you find us. At Mechanics Chess.
Yeah, at Mechanics Chess.
At Mechanics
and
Chess.
Of course, we're still at www.chessclub.org.
It was funny is when we had the Chess and Tech event. Somebody asked what our website was, and I said chessclub.org, and he did like a double take, like chessclub.org. And I'm like, okay, this is someone that understands the value of that.
Yeah,
domain.
That is huge, and I think we have to thank Joan Arbel for that.
Oh yeah,
actually, going way back. I'm not positive.
Thank you, Joan.
But,
maybe watching.
There are people that Joan
had the foresight for that. Yeah.
Thanks, and please come into the office sometime, Joan. I'd like to meet you. I'm not sure that we've ever met, and if you can come down here and like hang out with us and tell us about the old days.
We welcome alumni.
Yeah. John Donaldson is coming for round 9.
Yeah, we have it.
Just a warning.
That's a teaser. Spilled the beans.
Yeah.
But John Donaldson will be doing commentary with Paul during our final round 9. Yeah. So that'll be exciting. Yeah, he said he would do it. He's traveling, doing all kinds of stuff. He said he'll be back by round 9. He'd love to come down and.
Yeah, we'll get
tell some stories.
That's one.
Yes, yeah. That'll be great.
So ask Monas to help set up donations and bits. Yeah, I'll figure out how that works. I'm not sure about donations with us being a nonprofit. We're gonna have to talk to somebody about how.
And
that
we're
works.
talking to because Twitch brought it up. How come you don't have like affiliate status? And I mean, we qualify for all of that, but we have to find out what we can and can't do with regards to that, because I guess when you get affiliate, you can actually accept contributions and what have you, but we actually don't know what the regs are.
We're in chess for the money, just like everybody else is, So.
Because that's what you learn at Cal, that you got to go move on to chess. That's where the
right. Yes, huge. Just we are raking it in. Where's the bucket?
It's funny that we kind of like bring that up jokingly, because when I was in Mexico City last year, I was visiting family. My cousin asked me, what the heck was it that made you go into chess, right? She's trying to like understand, what that was. And I just remember saying that, the funny thing is that I knew I was going to go through this like life transition. I knew that it absolutely, positively wasn't going to be about the money.
You love chess,
and it was one of those decisions where it's like I love chess. I wanted to start my own business. I wanted to build something, and just made that decision knowing that it most likely is going to lead to nowhere in terms of like finances, anything like that. There's a lot of people in Chestnut.
Well,
But
yeah.
but it's just interesting that when you kind of go all in and just really pursue something you're really passionate about, that sometimes things develop in a favorable way where kind of the passion meets the purpose, where it meets something that becomes a product that people enjoy or want to be a part of, or something you're good at that you can make a good experience for people. So I'm just really lucky. But I've been really lucky too that I've teamed up with people that feel the same way, right? Like Juan and you and Judith for sure, and that we want to represent quality and kind of do new things, do things that people haven't done before, try new things, and
We're
just
definitely
exciting.
trying all kinds of
Yeah.
things, like in the chess world.
So I don't know why I got off on that tangent, but
Well, you
Just
love
explain it.
chess, and that
And then-
definitely rubs off and shows here.
And there's a kid with his hand up on board 36. I think he's looking for a TD or something.
Oh.
I don't know what it's about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Abel will be back. Meanwhile, since we're covering the Tuesday night marathon, round 5 of the Tuesday night marathon, I'm going to get to it here and quickly go on all the boards, starting at board 1, where we have the prodigies. Krishna Kumar is white versus Hosea Stearman, and this is a Sveshnikov Sicilian defense, very topical since the Caruana and Carlson match, and now here we've had Hosea playing it a few times or a couple times already. And we get these kind of fairly F. Pawn says, I've been watching Hosea outplay Sharam in this opening. Let's see. I'll put my 2 cents in. This is I don't like the way white's pawns are ending up on white squares. D5 is coming. It's a little bit of a tough nut for white to crack here. Okay. We'll move on. I think, something has gone wrong for white. Black looks like he has an easy game here. It's still a little unclear. And not clear that white has any black has any decisive advantage. Let's go, do you mind, Abel, take a quick look at the games before we go back to?
No. I don't have anything. I think the games are heating up.
We'll kibitz the games here.
Yeah. No,
Paul here, Whitehead here, not Mr. Opening Theory. So, but that's. You'll have to accept that, and we'll just take it from there. White's playing a slow sort of Queen's Gambit with E3 and Bishop B2 development. And Black has an easy game here. H6 is... I'm not sure how useful a move that is, but an A3 and A6, and both players are taking it easy here. Black's probably preparing to play Queen A8 and Rook FC8. The Shirov-Shambalov gambit. Yeah, there's a lot of Slavs in these all over the place now. This is an interesting game. The Davila versus Elliot Winslow game on board 3. And Elliot plays a perk defense, and this is...
only from here on Tuesday.
An unusual move. D5 for white here. Probably shouldn't lead to much.
Tuesday direct.
Because you go home later.
11:30.
So which days are you here?
Usually Monday.
And we get a sort of a typical dragonish Sicilian.
Saturday if there's a tournament
And
or Saturday.
again, white's pushing hard, but black seems to be okay.
Which is, I need to let Jerry raise know that I'm leaving, so that I'm talking about this over.
Okay.
If you see the note from
And white,
can I pass it?
this looks
Yes.
dangerous for black. This looks quite dangerous for
I'll
black.
just go with you. Just
I'm not sure that Elliot should have allowed this. And actually, he doesn't take the knight. Instead, he proceeds with that, and now knight f6 check. And now he feels compelled to offer the exchange as well. This does not seem to have gone well for black at all. He is the exchange down. Okay, Carlos is a dark horse in this tournament, as they say, and he's doing very well. Let's go on to National Master Russell Wong versus David Askin. These guys are on board 4, and they each have 2.5 points out of 4 games. The only perfect score in the tournament is Hosea Stearman with 4 points. And he's playing the only 3.5 on board 1. We get a typical Caro-Kann here. Boom. White has the usual small space advantage. Always found it difficult. I've never played these mainline Caro-Kanns. They were a little not my cup of tea. And when I was playing a lot, the Karpov, Korchnoi, the Karpov used this defense a lot, and Saruman and other defensive geniuses played this opening, and Petrosian, and it's pretty much gone out of style, a lot of this opening here. Very solid. Okay, let's see. And on board 5, we have the highest ranked player in the tournament, I think, Karen Griffith, who lost his last round game, and he is white against Ostrovsky, and it's a 4 knights with d4, and this looks completely harmless treatment for Fischer played bishop e6, I think, in a position like this. Black is perfectly fine after bishop takes f against Spassky. Black is perfectly fine after bishop takes f6, queen f6, gf6 with the 2 bishops. But going back with bishop e7 doesn't look too bad, and it's just white I'm not sure that those bishops were the right exchange for black here. Black could have maybe done a little better, but and white, let's see. My instinct is to go bishop takes a4 here. Does white have anything in that position? It looks like a bit of a bluff, folks. I mean, bishop a4, black should be perfectly fine, if not even a little better. I'm not really sure what's going on here. c4, bishop e2, now bishop a4. Did black want to play that? Black Black could have gotten this without the c4 move. It looks like he's just left himself a target. That very strange choice by both players. I still feel like Black should be fine here. And White took a little sort of an unnecessary risk here. But I'm not sure why Black played c4. Just take the knight off right away. Looks like take the knight off and play chess. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next game. And this is Natalia Sodakova versus Derek Gia, who's an expert. Two strong experts. Natalia is a good 150 points higher ranked. And we get an exchange with Rossolimo with pawn to c4 and a Maroczy bind. Yes, a women's FIDE master, Natalia. And we have this Maroczy bind situation here. Knight e8 is an interesting move, actually. It's eschewing the usual rook c8, a6 kind of ideas. I don't really like knight e8 here, but maybe with the idea of playing f5, and this is a rerouting. I guess it works. This is Black's playing a kind of an original looking setup here with the queen on e8. Maybe not bad. With b3, maybe b5. I mean, looks like b3 is the move here. Although knight g5 is possible too. All right, let's move on.
And Paul, I played sloppy.
Okay.
I played way real sloppy.
Did you win?
No, I dropped the piece, the 16th move of the game.
Okay, let's sit down and let's look at it,
Oh
Jerry.
no, it's just pitiful.
You don't want to sit down and tell us?
I know, pitiful.
All
I
right.
didn't want to tell you. I see.
Okay, Jerry, I'm sorry about
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, and Paul, are you here Friday?
I am going to be here Friday, yes.
Oh, okay. I just
Yeah.
didn't know your schedule. You know, on your, it's been kind of,
Yeah,
erratic of late.
it is a little bit erratic.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm joined here by Judith Starry. And
What an entrance,
okay, let's hold on a second. I got to take this off. So Judith and Paul.
Judith and Paul.
And then transition. And watch what happens now, folks. This is like...
Wow.
Yeah. Special effects.
Very special. How are you guys doing?
We're doing okay. I'm going over the games. Tell us what's new in the world of chess. I asked you actually if you knew Palbenko.
No, I didn't.
And the reason I asked you that is because he was Hungarian.
I
I thought all you Hungarians knew
know each other. No, I don't know. I didn't know him, but I was a big fan of him, obviously. And
Great chess player.
Great chess player, great person, very selfless, and I followed Susan's. Susan had a big trip this summer all over the countries. She actually visited Paul a week before he passed away.
Oh,
so that
okay. So she would have known. She knew him.
Yeah,
they were part of
yeah.
the brotherhood and sisterhood of grandmasters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus, I think he played a big role when they were growing up in Hungary. So.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, he left Hungary. I mean, actually, Palbenko, I think, was born in France or something like that, and one of the long time. Yeah.
So
and then grew up in Hungary, and
Yeah.
I met him once. I showed him a chess problem at Lompine in the late 1970s.
Oh.
There was a chess organizer in the Bay Area when I was playing chess. He was a big chess organizer, like you and Abel are.
Okay.
His name was Alan Benson, and he directed the People's Tournaments and actually helped direct one of the U.S. championships that was held around here. And he had a great chess book collection, and like a famous chess book collection. And he was a chess organizer around here, and he loved chess problems. And he showed me this chess problem, and I remembered it, and I showed it to Pal Benko at Lone Pine. And it took Pal Benko about 20 minutes to solve it. It was a beautiful mate in three. It was a beautiful mate in three, and he got very interested in it. And that's all I know about Pal Benko, really, from a personal perspective.
And I think he had a Chess Life column. For
Yeah,
the longest
Benko's Bafflers. Yeah,
Yes.
there was. Yeah, he was. Well, yeah, it was. He was on the top tier of problem
Yes.
solvers, problem solving, and I think Daniel Naroditsky has sort of taken over.
Yeah.
In a way, his column, because
The
he's-
endgame column.
the endgame
Yeah.
column, yeah, because Benko had a great endgame and puzzle column. So,
Tell
yeah,
us a little bit about the People's Tournament. Do you know the history?
back in the old days.
Yes.
No, I mean I
It started
played
off in Berkeley, right?
in Berkeley, yeah, and probably organized. First ones were, I would guess, were organized by Alan Benson and Superb.
Yeah. Alan
Superb
Benson.
Productions.
And then it's funny because I was talking to Richard Kupke too. I think Peter Yu. You remember? Do you know Peter Yu? So
sure.
he was actually a high school student at Bellarmine in San Jose, where actually
Okay.
my son ended up graduating, interestingly
Okay.
enough. But he was one of the only tutors, chess coaches I ever had. He was like a 2200 high schooler.
Yeah, I
and-
don't know him.
Yeah, but he ended up going to Cal, and that's how he ended up getting, helping out with the People's Tournament a little bit.
How long has it been in Berkeley?
Well, I mean, I have some games of my own that I remember from the People's Tournament, like from the early '80s, 1980s. So maybe it started around the late '70s or early '80s.
Well, I think it was the 44th this year, or 45th, or 40 something.
Right.
So that would be
John
around
Donaldson
70s,
might be a
yes.
good person to ask, or
Okay.
somebody from Berkeley.
70s,
You
maybe
know,
70s.
yeah, maybe even mid '70s.
But even the name itself, the origins are Berkeley, right?
yeah,
People's
the
Park,
People's Tournament.
People's Tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me look up
absolutely.
what-
The drums
What
playing.
was the number?
Drums
Student
playing.
Union.
I watched some incredible chess being played there. I think Christensen and Saruwan played like this immortal game there. That Nick, one of Nick's favorite games. He showed it not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean, Judith and I organized a few times in Berkeley, the People's. We did it in the Poly Ballroom most recently, but the best one I thought was the Faculty Club.
Yes.
But both on the UC Berkeley campus.
Yeah. I played them. The ones I played. I mean, it's a long time ago, so I kind of don't have that. And there were other Berkeley tournaments too, so it was like also held in the same.
Yeah.
Sort of general
Student union.
location. Student Union had tournaments, so it was. It's not. It a bit of it blurs into another.
But it's essentially a UC Berkeley campus.
There was a Cal Chess Masters tournament that was also held in the same spot, also organized by Superb and Goodall and Benson and another Richard Fauber, who was a Sacramento chess organizer, writer and master and chess organizer, and benefactor. I think he organized some of the Cal Chess Masters tournaments. So those tournaments get a little bit blurred in my mind. And then there was a U.S. Championship held
Yes.
in that same
Actually,
student
that
union
poster
build.
for that is kind of a classic. I think
Is that
John
right?
has it at St. Louis in the
Huh.
Hall of Fame.
Huh.
But it's kind of a cool chess poster. I'd love to have even a print of it someday. But yeah, no, it'd be nice to see the tradition keep going, and
When's
you know,
the next one going to be held?
it'll
And
be
who's
next
gonna-
year, 'cause it's usually July.
And who organizes it generally? Or is it kind of, in Cal Chess, is it organized by different people, or?
It's not part
Is
of
it-
Cal Chess.
It's not a cultures sanctioned
Okay.
event, so there is no bid for it and everything.
I
think
see.
the main contact has been Richard Kupke.
Richard Kepke.
So I think I know when I came into the chess scene, Richard, I always organized it with Richard.
That's
and,
interesting. So he sort of kept that.
Common
Well,
thread.
Go.
yes, and I think he's the chief TD,
Uh-huh.
and I think at some point he has someone else to organize it, and that's how I got into the picture.
Huh.
And we did it together first in Santa Clara, and then I learned about the history, and then
Right.
we took it back to
To
Berkeley.
Berkeley. Yeah.
And there's no secret. I mean, Abel is an alumni, and so we enjoyed the alumni discount rate for the
On the run.
for the rental, which
Oh,
is
that's
really nice
great.
because they're usually very expensive.
Are you and Abel thinking of directing it again or running
We'll
it
see.
again? Yeah.
We'll see.
That's an interesting thing. Maybe with Richard, or we don't. You
We
know.
don't know, with
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
partners
Richard-
that are good for.
Yeah,
For
Richard
sure.
definitely.
Cause.
I think it's Richard definitely is the key element to this. In my,
Yeah.
that's how I know that.
Uh huh.
You know.
Interesting.
I- You know, I think you know.
When was the last one held? Sorry
No,
to
no, this year-
interrupt you.
this
When it was held this year.
But it was held in Santa Clara.
It was held in Santa Clara. A strange place to have it. I think Berkeley would be the natural.
And the other thing is that I think it is, some years it was held in February over the President's Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But when U.S. Amateur Team West got here in the Bay Area, and it sort of have to be on the President's Day weekend because
all the
the other ones are there as well. That's when they had to move the People's Tournament, and that's when it got moved to summer. But summer there's really no 3-day weekends, so it was always kind of. I felt it was. If we make it a 5-round event, that's not a really.
The people want 6.
The people want 6, right? But if we make it 6, then poor guys who have to work on Friday must take a bye, at least one bye in the
that's
daytime,
interesting.
and they have to rush over to get the Friday evening round. It's always a little bit of limbo.
I don't remember
what to-
traditionally how many rounds
Yeah.
were held. Maybe was it 3 on Saturday and 3 on Sunday? Is that possible?
I have no. I mean, you tell me.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know, so-
rightfully remember. But the
I don't
cross
remember 3
tables,
games.
there should be.
I
So
mean,
maybe let's ask John when he is here.
Yeah, John would know.
I mean, I think in that room there's probably chess journals with cross tables.
And probably people who remember,
Yeah.
like Michael Walter, maybe. I should
Yeah,
remember,
maybe.
but I don't.
Yeah. Let's ask John maybe when he's there. Did
Yeah.
you guys tell the news?
We did.
We
We,
did?
we teased it. We'll just tease it again.
John Donaldson's coming here on round 9 to assist me with looking at the chess games and to reminisce about chess and answer these hard to answer questions
Yeah, and
that
the funny
nobody
thing,
knows
'cause-
except for him.
and John, randomly just shows up here and there at the club, and there's been times when he's spent, a good hour or two just talking about, taking trips in vans. All right.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
He won.
I'm glad you're happy for your opponent. No, he just gets into these stories that nobody else knows but him, and it's
John is an amazing repository of
Yeah.
knowledge. It's incredible.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. So that should be a good commentary night.
I am completely looking forward to that.
So anyway, back to
Well, okay, thanks, Abel.
Go
and
Bears.
Go Bears. We're above me. I'm sitting here with Judith Starre, Chess Youth Outreach and Events at the
Yeah,
Mechanics
and that's what
Institute.
Mike Randforks says. The Friday evening round for weekend Swiss is increasingly difficult for people to play in anymore.
That makes
and
sense.
And that's part of traffic too. I mean, traffic got so
Right.
much worse in the Bay Area in the past 10 years. I mean,
What about playing 3 rounds a day?
well, yeah, but then we. So first of all, it cannot be FIDE rated. Then only for 22 under 22.
Well, the whole
right?
idea of FIDE rating every single tournament,
Is not.
I'm
Okay.
not so convinced that it's
Okay.
I mean, just from my perspective, FIDE rated events make sense. I don't know what way to look at it, because when I was an up and coming player, there were very few FIDE rated events, and they were mainly held for stronger players.
Mhm.
They were, if you had a reason to get a title or something like that. Now there's a lot of, everybody has a FIDE rating. I'm not sure what that benefits FIDE, I'm sure, but
I
how
don't know
does
if
it
it-
benefit the rank and file player?
Well, it's more like if you go anywhere in the world outside of the U.S.,
Right.
you actually have a FIDE rating that's actually, yeah, exactly. If you makes sense if you play in internationally, exactly. So,
Right.
like my daughter, we went to Hungary for the summer. We spent summer in Hungary, and she was listed as unrated because she doesn't have a FIDE rating or didn't have a FIDE rating. So.
Right.
Nowhere else in the U.S. they do the conversion like we do in the U.S. So
You mean like the mechanics is doing?
well, no, USCF.
Oh,
or
I
in
see.
the U.S., if you have another
Right.
federations, there are official conversion factors that you can use, like from FIDE to USCF. Now, if you go to anywhere else, USCF rating doesn't get counted in.
If you're under 2,000, Bruce says.
Yeah, exactly, and it's very common.
Well, see, that's what I guess that's what I'm saying. If the questions about putting on a chess tournament or not depend on FIDE ratings, is it important for even a large tournament like the People's Tournament for that to be FIDE rated? Is that important or not to the average chess player?
And maybe we should do just a survey
to
just
think
for
about
this, because I would be curious, because from the organizer perspective, if you FIDE rate, 3 rounds is only for under 2200 rated
Right.
players, right? Even if it's FIDE rated,
Right.
right? So you forget about the shorter time controls. So it's hard, right? So if you want to have FIDE 3 rounds, what would you do? G75, G80,
See, I don't know. See, that's where I don't know.
or
3 rounds is a lot.
G90 is actually good with delay 5, but
There
then
you go.
nowadays people don't like delays.
They don't like delays. They like increment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can do G90 D5 if we don't FIDE rate, and then do 3-3. That's a good idea, actually.
Well, it's just a possibility.
Yeah.
So that you're not boxing yourself in a corner. Does that make sense? Well, I mean, just
For that's why it's 6 rounds.
yeah. I mean, as an organizer, don't you? Aren't you can be more flexible if you say, well, maybe we'll FIDE rate it, maybe we won't, right?
Organizer's perspective, I do need to plan a little bit ahead.
Right. Sure.
There's
sure.
at least 10 days reporting period. I mean, I have to report the tournaments to FIDE
Right,
10 days
right.
before, or technically USCF, and they report.
One other thing, FIDE charges quite a bit for rating a tournament
Yes.
as well, which
Yes.
cuts into an organizer's profits. So you have to
Yeah.
maybe be like.
I was always in the opinion that it's well worth it for me to make the
Mhm.
players happy.
Right. But does your average B or C player, do
Do
they
they get- I
care
don't know.
about having a FIDE rating?
Yeah. So Daniel, you're suggesting making Donnelly FIDE rated. I mean, we could, but then we would really have to limit the higher rated players. Now, technically or realistically, will we see any higher rated players this coming weekend?
But also, you're Daniel, for the organizers who are maybe not making that much of a profit on these weekend tournaments, the FIDE, the rating FIDE
Yeah.
fee is a lot, and I
Yeah.
think it would be maybe even prohibitive. But I'm not. I'm
so
not
if your
the one to
regular
answer
time
that
control is
question.
actually quite expensive. The Rapid is good. Rapid is 0. We don't pay FIDE rating for
Is that
Rapid.
right?
Yes, and I was really surprised when I first submitted that. the first
well,
time
that
I
makes
was.
that's
Yeah.
really great.
So we should do more rapid and
So you can
less-
get a rapid rating without paying the rating fee.
Exactly.
FIDE.
So, yeah.
Oh. Huh.
Okay, I know.
Very interesting.
So Daniel, you would come for a FIDE Saturday tournament only? Saturday only tournament? That's nice. That's good. Yeah, so let me do a survey. I'm actually kind of interested now.
It is-
You guys made me
Well,
curious. Do
you
you
know-
want to come, Michael?
What? Oh,
Do you want to sit down?
I don't care.
Did you
Yeah.
win or
I
draw?
won. I
Oh,
won.
you won. You're just continuing on your winning way.
Oh, boy, I had
You didn't
the
have enough
last-
chess over the weekend?
I'm tired. I'm grateful that my opponent played the opening kind of
Okay,
badly.
here's Michael Walder. Show us your game.
Okay, I'm gonna leave
Quickly.
you guys. You are so much better
Okay.
with it.
No,
do you
no,
want
no.
to sit in this chair because
It is an
that's a
interesting
squeaky
question.
One, if you
It's a
wanna-
squeaky
Yeah. It's
Okay,
too
so-
squeaky.
No squeaky.
Yeah. All right, show us your game and then I'll kick you out. That's
All
what I
right.
do. All right.
That's what you do. Well,
But
I mean, it really wasn't.
you're not. Oh, you
much.
are here. Okay. Yeah, I think your opponent just blundered in the opening.
Yes.
If you ask me. I want
I
to try
blundered
to
last
do
week,
something
so-
here. Hold on. Judith and Paul, I'm taking off, and I'm here. I am definitely here, and also Michael Walter, whose name is I'm going to try to find. Boom.
I'm mostly
There
here.
it is. Oh, it's in the wrong spot. Interesting. All right.
Oh, right on top of yours.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm
Can
not.
you drag those or not?
I think you could, but I'm not sure why it's there. So anyway, I'm here with FIDE Master, or with National Master Michael Walter. I'm not sure why it's on top of.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's see how that works.
can you just you can grab and drag now? I guess.
Now, I
Maybe.
think I could if I went like that.
Yeah. There you go.
Look at me.
Now look at Paul.
Yeah, look at that.
You got it, Paul.
Incredible. Whoops. All right.
All right.
Look at that, Michael. And look at that fancy special effects transition.
Wow.
All right, Michael. Lead us through this.
So this is a system that was more popular back when I was playing a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember Sarawan.
Brown
the white
Goko,
side.
yeah, Goko
Yeah.
played the white side.
Yeah.
So
Sarawan.
so D4, E5. So if the knight's out, I like a knight H4 instead of a knight G5.
And knight G1 is played here too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I like putting the pressure on the pawns right away. So if he plays D6, then I can play bishop H3 and continue to pile up.
What about G6?
If he plays G6 and bishop G5, I beat Critelli in the mechanics here
All right.
in that system.
Okay, good. You know this stuff. That's good. If I ever play you, I'm not going to play this for black.
So
Knight H4 is not a move that I'm familiar with, but this looks like a blunder.
that's a blunder. He's got to either play G6 or D6. And
This is crazy.
yeah,
And then I mean,
I thought about taking on G7. My knight might get trapped, but takes. I might get enough for it. But I decided to just go back to E3.
that makes sense to me.
It felt
There's just
safer.
no way Black is going to be able to recover. I think from
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, he's got to
Bruce
give up the
Ricard
bishop
says
there.
hi to you, by the way, over there.
Oh, hi,
Bruce
Bruce.
Ricard.
Hey, Bruce. So so now he's got to give up the bishop pair to hold on to
Right,
his piece, his bishop.
right, because Queen A4 check.
Right.
So
So he took. I took. He played there. Knight E7.
does he have anything else? I mean, if Knight
Not
E5,
really.
Queen D4, I guess.
Queen D4, or even that's why he will play on that move, Queen D4, and he's got to spend a tempo defending the bishop, and I just
Looks
play
like you're
bishop
going to
G2.
win a pawn somewhere
eventually,
in here.
even if I don't win a pawn for quite a long time, the bishop pair and his loose king side has got to be advantageous for me.
Okay, I like your way of thinking.
So this is just a
This
clean
is,
way.
and this looks incredibly risky.
Yeah,
That's clean, nice clean
yeah,
move.
just develop. I'm in no hurry. And now, how does he continue? The only way he can generate any pressure is to play like something like Rook E8.
Or you can lose a piece by playing Knight C3, Queen F3 check.
That's true.
Or
Well,
is
hope
that
springs
wait a
eternal.
minute? No, then Queen F6. So can he do that? Can he play knight c3?
Well, so I play the check, like you say, queen f6, bishop to b2.
And then he exchanges queens and plays knight back to d5.
And then I got the bishop pair.
Yeah.
And a 4 on 3.
Let's see if there's something. Yeah. Maybe knight c3, queen f4, queen f3, queen f6. Maybe you trade on f6 and then play bishop takes b7.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
That would wins a pawn.
Yeah. It's a very comfortable position for me as long as I don't do anything silly. So here I want to keep his king. I don't want him to.
That looks
castle
like
by hand.
incredibly strong. And he's just, yeah, well, what could he do? If knight c3, just castle, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, then he has knight e2 check.
Well, that's okay. King h1. His king is in the center. The material might be even, but
Watch out he doesn't play rook h2 check. Hold on a sec. Rook h8 and rook h2. So, okay, Mike, let's just go through that one more time.
So
Knight takes c3.
Castles.
Oh, I don't like castles. Knight e2 check.
King
h1, rook h8.
Do I have
Queen d3. Then he goes rook h2 check.
No, I
get mated. That would be horrible.
How do I? Oh.
He goes rook h2 check and queen h8 check. You'd have to put your queen on. You'd have to not play castles.
Well, okay. Instead of castles, maybe I throw in bishop h5 check first.
Well, okay. Hold on a second. Let's say black plays knight c3 here.
Okay.
Where
So
you go?
queen to h5 check.
Okay, I like that better. Or maybe queen c2.
Well, he's stuck because if he goes to e7, I pick up the queen. If he goes back to g8, then I can go ahead and castle. My queen's protecting the pawn.
He can play bishop f7 and then knight e2 check. I mean, he's got moves that pick up that e pawn. But on knight c3, also if you play queen c2, you might have knight e2, but he'd maybe have knight e2. Let's see, knight c3. How about bishop e3, blocking the e file, and maybe
that looks good. It also covers me.
Maybe bishop b2 even, because that would threaten. Yeah. You should have a way.
Yeah.
You should have a way. But be careful, though.
Yeah. No. Thank you.
It might not be that. Okay. All right. Let's see. So, he played knight f6, and
right.
You beat a retreat. You're planning to go home with your 2-pawn advantage, and he's doing his best to try to mate you. And does he have no move like rook h4 or anything? I guess not.
Rook h4, just give up the rook? Oh, taking it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, see, I can always I can shelter my
Yeah.
Yeah, I got bishop g5 and stuff.
Yeah. This looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This. All he has is to try something cheap. Bishops of opposite colors isn't going to help him.
Well, no, this is winning the piece. Bishop takes queen f5.
Oh, yeah. That was a pretty smooth performance.
Smooth.
Yeah. All right, Michael. Thank you. Congratulations. And congratulations on winning the expert prize.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Was that a lot of money?
$1,500.
Wow.
Yeah, that helps.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's fantastic. Wow. How's Frank?
Doing well.
Good.
Frank
Good.
is doing well. Hi, Frank, if you're watching.
Andy Kim says, does Frank watch this?
I showed him how to when I was at home.
Okay.
So he might be.
That was a good game, Michael. That was a good game.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Michael.
Take care.
Let me go run through the rest of these games here. Okay. And another transition. Watch what happens on the transition.
Nice.
Wow, special effects. We are, yeah, people don't care about the commentary anymore. They just want to watch the special effects.
You wish, Paul, you wish, but you don't get off this easy.
Andrew, you want to join us for a minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes? Yeah, and let me find your name down here.
Hey, how's it going?
And if you can actually help me.
Hey, how are you?
There you are.
There I am.
Boom.
Yep.
How was your work weekend?
Good. Long weekend is relaxing.
Yeah.
Broadcast is
Oh, look at that! Look, we have
Yep.
special effects. Manas, you're here. We need Juan here, so you can talk to Juan about the things that we need to do
Okay, yes.
for the Twitch channel.
He's playing Blitz in the next room.
Okay.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Okay. In the meantime, we're just gonna
Oh,
watch.
never mind. Here he is.
Okay, yeah. Do you guys want to talk about technical matters here?
Yeah, we can
Do you need to sit down to do that? Over here?
Not here, no.
All right. Okay. All right, so then we'll just get back to looking at some chess games. Daniel Perloff says hi to you, Manas.
Hey, Daniel.
And Joshua Liu says hi, too.
Joshua Liu. I know Joshua.
Joshua Liu. Yeah, okay.
I've seen some of... Joshua Liu also plays here, right?
Does he?
I think so.
Okay.
Joshua and Daniel both play here.
Yeah, definitely, Daniel. Okay. All right. So we had that result on board 8, which it still says live, but it looks to me like
Yeah,
the
they
game
didn't
is
put the kings in
over.
the center. So
They didn't put the kings in the center, but this game was won by Michael Walder.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to
This
board.
game looked interesting.
Let's look at this game. We're gonna look at Jerry Simpkins' game.
Okay. Yeah, he was talking about it in the other room that he went down a piece, and that's all she wrote. So.
All right, Queen F3. That move is not in the. Okay, Michael who? Yeah, we've already talked. So we're not. Queen F3, I think, is a blunder. Looks to me like Black can already win a piece by playing maybe E4.
Yeah.
And if knight E4, C takes B5. Oh no,
No,
then
you can't
knight
do that because then knight F6.
Yeah.
So the latest there, Amanda,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
is actually, there's a number of okay moves here.
Is
with
Queen
Bishop
F-
E7.
Is Queen F3 actually a move?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's fine.
Rook B8 or Bishop E7 are the things you.
Okay,
you
let's
go
see
up
what he
on.
played. He played Bishop E7.
That's the main line.
Okay. Knight C3? Is that a
Um,
move?
It's a developing move.
That is different for me.
Okay, Michael, you know.
No, I don't. I mean, this is about all I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Black
Because knight
castles.
C3.
And now it
I
seems
think you'd
like
rather
White-
have Bishop A4 last turn.
It doesn't
instead.
White need to do something with that bishop? Instead, he plays D3.
Oh no, now that now
That just hangs.
Yeah.
A piece to
Yeah.
Bishop G4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a blunder.
I think White just lost the thread here and
Yeah.
there's nothing he can do.
Hey, he's putting up a fight.
This is just hopeless.
Oh, castling queen's that.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
got nothing to do. You do the best you can. But
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Board, that was the top board in the under 1600 section. Not a happy result for Jerry Simpkins, who goes down in flames. All right. This
We might
is.
want to check Elliot's game. That was looking interesting.
Let's go back here though from
Yeah.
board one and Sharam Krishna Kumar
He's gonna have some problems
is
with that bishop.
in problems here with this position, and
Yeah.
Hosea's trying to. Oh, that's an interesting way to recapture. I guess he wants to play H5.
Yeah, you undouble the pawns. You can play H5 at some point.
Yeah,
you
but
can
I
clear
would think
the-
about taking back with the H pawn, playing King G7 and trying to attack down the other file. But Queen
Yeah.
C5 check, Black has to worry about that. Black's pressing, but is this any... I don't know if Black's gotten anything out of this. White's definitely taking his time, and of course, Hosea moving fast as usual. He's sitting on a little advantage here, but if White can get his rook into the game, this has not been completely convincing for Black.
Well, if we go back a couple moves after F recaptures, they played the queen over instead. So H takes, G6, F takes back. Why isn't he just play H5 right away after the F pawn takes and White plays queen?
Play H5.
Yeah.
I guess Black is going. I guess White is going to take. But you're right. That looks like it's better to keep some kind of tension.
Yeah.
This queen exchange. It's not an exchange, but it's keeping them in opposition. And White gets a little, by playing White, getting to play his queen to d4 has taken some pressure off of his position.
Yeah.
And that's another nice move, rook f2, I think, that frees up the queen.
Well, it frees up the bishop, too. The bishop can finally go find a good square.
Black's play has been a little bit superficial, I think, here. I mean, he's sitting on an advantage, but he's just played a little bit.
Black, instead of moving the bishop and the queen out, why not play h5 right away and then like rook a7 shortly after, and get the rook over to the other side of the board. If that's your plan.
Queen c5 is attractive, but maybe, like I said, superficial. All right, let's go on to the next board, where we had this kind of symmetrical queen's gambit. Black doesn't play queen a8, but plays queen b8. Okay, getting prepared for some massive exchanges here, I think. White has shown that he really... White, I think, is just learning to play these d4 moves. He's sort of shifted his repertoire away from opening with e4 to opening with d4, and he's getting these kind of boring queen's gambit positions. Although this is starting to look a little interesting. If knight takes d5, maybe knight f5. I don't know.
What if E just takes? Where's that knight going?
That's a better question than my... knight f5, I guess, would be the move.
Oh, it'll attack the bishop.
And if bishop f8, one of the knight goes into d6. All right, maybe White's getting something here. We'll move on to Davila Winslow. We left it at this point where Davila just took the exchange, and now defends c2. I mean, all things being equal, White should be close to winning here. Black is opening the game up here with d5, but what happens if E takes d5? Maybe rook d8. I mean, I'm not convinced what d5 does for Black. He plays h5, and now Black gets this in, and Black is doing everything he can to... it seems to me White is playing super aggressively when he doesn't really have to. He doesn't need to complicate the game. He's up the exchange for not even one pawn. So playing in this manner just seems to be wrong. Whether it works out in the end or not, this is not the right way to approach this, is to make it crazy and complicated. Going back a few moves, it's not hard to see that if you take on g6, Black is going to take on e4 or do something. He's not going to fall in with your plan. So what happens here if White plays E takes d5? rook d8, and then you can move aside with your queen, maybe. I'm not... And you keep h takes g6 in reserve. Oh well, unanswered questions. Maybe the players themselves will come in. We have this going on right now.
Well, I don't even know if he's going to try to recapture the pawn. It might just be a target to overextend the queen later.
Yeah. I mean, all white needs to do is bring his queen down into the attack, but black has won a pawn, and that pawn is now on f3. Why did this have to happen? Why, you ask yourself, you have to know when to play crazy and aggressive and when to just play restrained. And
now black looks like they're going to play d4 anyway, just to it connects the pawns and
e4,
so e4.
Yeah, or play the bishop to f5. Looks like a strong move, targeting c2, and covering the king as well. Weird. All right, okay. We're on board 4 where we have this Caro-Kann, these kind of positions. All right, white plays d5, and that's just going to liquidate almost everything here. And okay. An interesting position. I guess white will be better after the queen exchange, and maybe black has to play accurately here. White will be slightly more active. Maybe queen takes queen is not a good move here, because after rook takes queen, white's a little better. Black could play ace b6 and rook e7, rook c7, so it should be equal. It should be an equal. There should be a way to he put the orange back. White has more active rook. Yes, white does have a more active rook here. All right, let's go on. Let's see how Kyan Griffith is doing. This was another puzzling game here. If black hadn't played c4, black looks completely fine here. And Chiron, I'm not... Okay, that's good. And the black has gone a pawn ahead. Although after king, if white can scoop up the c pawn, and maybe he'll be better here. It's funny that black played c4 back here. Let's take a look back here. Okay, so I'm going to keep going back here. All right, white plays queen to d2. I guess lacking another good move. I mean, queen d6, bishop a4. He lacked another good move. And now, instead of black playing bishop a4, he plays c4, which just sets up d5 as a target here. This tournament is downtown San Francisco. I'm answering Castle Oasis Chess. This tournament is in downtown San Francisco in the Mechanics Institute Chess Club, which is the oldest chess club in the United States. And this is round 5 of the Tuesday night marathon, which is a tournament with over 100 participants, held 5 times a year, either 8 or 9 rounds, 1 round a week. And it's a venerable old tournament, started in 1972 by the chess club director at the time, Raymond Conway, who suddenly found his sleepy little chess club filled with people wanting to play chess at the Fisher Boom in 1972, and started this tournament, which has been going on. Okay, so you're from Quebec, Canada. We just had one of our a player go and visit Quebec. He played, and maybe he'll come in here tonight. His name is Tony Lama, and he has relatives that live in Montreal and Toronto, and he was just up there. He didn't play any chess though, but he loved it up there. So, yeah. So I don't know where Botez lived before she moved to New York.
She was a student at Stanford.
Oh, she was a student at Stanford. So, yeah, she's close to us, but not that close that we would see her here at the club. I mean, Stanford is in Palo Alto, which it could be close, but it can also be just very, very far away.
Yeah,
and what?
Closer than Abel and I's commute, so.
Yeah, closer, but she didn't, she never appeared here at the club to play, and as far as I know. And so.
Caltrain.
Yeah, Caltrain. It was California, yeah. Well, she's closer to you now in Quebec, and maybe you'll get the benefit of her presence and commentary. She'll come up and visit the Quebec Chess Club. And she visited here during the Rapid Championship.
Yep, she came with Anna Rudolph.
She came with Anna Rudolph when Caruana played here. So we've seen her here at the Chess Club.
And then the next day she was here when Eric Hansen was doing the Simon.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that was all part of the Pro Chess League finals
Right.
and everything like that. So we, but
You're trying to get that again? No,
Well, they
It's fun to watch.
enjoy having it in San Francisco.
Yeah, yeah.
And we enjoy having them here in San Francisco. So, but I think they had a fantastic experience. I thought because because they did their media day in the meeting room over there.
Yeah, I watched a lot of the streams.
it was an amazing time for the chess
That was
club, and I got to meet Caruana, which was
Did the interview here right there.
Yeah.
Well, you took him out to dinner, right, or lunch?
To lunch.
Yeah. How was that? What did he eat for lunch? What's his favorite color?
What is a world number 2?
That's funny. So it was me, Christian, Judith, and Fabiano.
Chirilla.
It was lunch. It was the day of the event. We went to a place close by, and I think it was just like sandwich. It was like
Potato chips and a sandwich.
Well, it wasn't chips. It was like God, I'm trying to even like fries. It was like fries and just talking about movies.
Right.
Actually, we were talking about the upcoming release of the new John Wick movie that it was about to come out, the third one. So yeah, just
So he's a young feller like
normal
yourself.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like myself. Yes.
So you guys are talking
I
about
was-
young
I-
feller
I
stuff.
was definitely the geezer of the bunch, but
Yeah. Okay, you're 59. I'm teaching my
Andy
grandson.
Kim, what's up? Are you in Boston? Yeah, he played here in the couple TNM or the last TNM, and then.
Oh,
said
is
he-
that Andy Kim? Okay, yeah.
Going to medical school or something in Boston.
And Council Chess Club, you're 59. I also didn't. I'm 59 as well, and I did not meet Bobby Fischer. Yeah.
What's up, Andy? Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. So we're getting. This is the Quebec Castle Oasis Chess from Quebec. We're an international
stream, yeah.
international yakking here. We've had people from all over the place. Thanks, Andy.
As Abel leaves.
As Abel leaves. Okay. So back to this game.
I think C4 complicates the position.
Made it more difficult for black
Yeah.
a little bit. And made it easier for white to target d5, but okay. So
Here.
rook a5. I guess I'm not sure where that rook is going. White still could be toying with the idea of winning this, believe it or not. If he can scoop up the C pawn, and then it's a bishop versus knight kind of situation with both sides
Can we go back
having
to
passed pawns. Yeah, sure.
Was there any reason why he didn't exchange the knight for the bishop?
At what point?
When the
Oh, that's a good point. Bishop d5. Sure, you could play knight d5 and rook a4. Yeah, good point.
yeah,
Black should definitely do that.
because then you're gonna have the a pawn forever.
Yeah, absolutely. Leaving white with the bishop here is a mistake.
Yeah.
And interesting. And we're seeing maybe Ostrovsky, who's rated, he's an expert, but Conor Griffith is a 2450 player.
Yeah, but
And
if
he's
you kind of simplify
sneaky.
the position like this,
Right.
experts can play that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But knowing which pieces to exchange is very much a master. It's part of the master repertoire.
yeah,
And not part of the player under master thinks about these things intermittently, whereas the master, that's one of the things that's foremost in his mind, which pieces to trade.
yeah, but
That
it's-
is definitely the one of the key things about a mastering chess, I think, is constantly keeping that in focus.
Yeah, I just from my point of view, it looks like that bishop's got way too much space.
Yeah.
No.
Yep, absolutely. Black should have taken the bishop, and that was a very good point of yours. I just passed it by.
Yeah.
My thinking was that black was a pawn ahead and it didn't matter, but it matters a bit.
Well, yeah,
I
it
think
matters
in that
now
position.
with the space that
Yeah.
he's getting with the bishop.
Uh-huh. All right, so we're at this game, Natalia versus and b3 was played, and b5, and we're getting black has activity. This game is in equal, sort of equal until one side can prove something or other here. It can be like trying to get water. Karpov would know what to play here with white. These positions can be like trying to get water out of a stone. Very difficult to play. Rook a7 looks like a start, though. Is there something wrong with taking a pawn there?
Well,
Am I missing something obvious?
rook takes, bishop takes.
Okay. I'm just asking. Well, Natalia is thinking about it. And to me it looks like rook a7, or maybe rook c8. But that's two connected passed pawns on the queen side.
Yeah.
Daniel doesn't see anything either. Okay. Maybe she'll play rook a7 and prove us right or wrong. This is Ethan Boldy. We haven't even gotten to this board yet. Let's quickly run through the opening. This is two very strong experts, Ethan Boldy, but they're separated in years. Many years separate them. Ethan Boldy is a young man in his teens, and Ivanov is a seasoned player in his, I'm be conservative and guess late 40s. And Ivanov is, yes, he's been a master. Okay, so this is the first interesting point. Ivanov goes his own way in the opening. Sometimes he gets into trouble. White plays c5. Rook c8 is not a move that would occur to me. I would play c5 right away. And so rook c8. c5 is sort of with the idea of seeing if he can get something out of black not playing that. But c6 is played, and white gains space here. And this is one way for the game to have gone, and that bishop looks active there, and that's another. Okay. Black is not getting much from this doubling rooks business here. Double-edged position with the backward D pawn for white, D5 square, nice square. Both players are. That's an interesting decision. Let's see. If knight E4, knight C3, and rook B3, that doesn't look like white should allow that. Maybe bishop A1, but then knight B4 and knight D3. This is not turning out well for white, I don't think. And that's an interesting recapture too. Let's see. If E takes D5,
The open file, but that's about it.
yeah, bishop H6 may be coming for black, and black's a little better with those two bishops. C takes D5 definitely unbalances the position, gives white that pawn. That's a hard decision to make. All right. I'm not sure that black should have done that. I mean, that is a pass pawn at C5.
It's a pass pawn that's pretty far up the board.
I mean,
I would have personally taken with the E pawn.
Yeah, that's.
Why make?
I mean, black could maybe play E5. Black has to go for E5. So black is, but it's difficult to unbalance. Both players have been trying. I think black has been sort of trying to play a little provocatively to unbalance the game. That's my take on this. All right, so let's go to the next game. We saw that game, and this is now board 9, which is the top board in the AB section. Okay. And let's take a quick look at this. We have Rafik Robiel, who's rated, I guess these are A players, 1800, and Mansour Mohammed, who is playing in only his second tournament, but just tearing through the opposition, a very strong player. B6, E4. B6 is interesting. E4, E5. This is already has gone its own way. G3 is slow, obviously, but it doesn't look bad. And that's aggressive. White tries to take advantage of. And okay. I like the bishop on that square. This has gone pretty well for that. What an eccentric move that is. And that sort of anticipates white playing B4 in some way. A very interesting move, like a computer move almost. Not that I'm saying anything. It's just it's got a, it's got a real prophylaxis, Petrosian quality to it. And it's actually quite nice move, in a way. And black is maybe planning to,
you have to reroute the bishop.
Or move both knights to the back rank or something.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Okay, knight C3, bishop takes C3. Okay, that's an interesting choice too. White could have taken back with the pawn
and that
and control
takes away the center square.
Right, but then in that case.
Does that make that B? If you take back with the C pawn, does it make rook B?
It makes it
weaker?
white. It makes it hard for white to find a move. Well, white could then try to play F4 and play a game like that. I don't know. It's a very complicated kind of position where it's not clear which one or the other is a good move. Knight D4, and this is exchanging the wrong. But white doesn't want to exchange that piece for that. That's not a good move. I don't like that move.
And now he almost has
okay.
Probably should have just played bishop E3 right away.
Black gained a little something from that, and he's provoking white to try to trade this. White gets in F4, which is a useful move, and now this is I approve of this way of playing. I mean, this is like, okay, the bishop at b7 is not looking great now. And white's got b4 as well as something that black needs to be careful about, as well as the obvious g4, g5, and roll them up on the king side. But it's not clear. Hi, Paolo Moran. Black's going to get in d5. Okay, let's see. Maybe he does. He doesn't play in to get in d5. He plays bishop c6. And white goes back with bishop g5. What is white afraid of playing g4 and g5 here? That's just indicated. This bishop g5 is nowhere. Knight g7. If I was black, I would think about playing h6. Is white really going to take there?
And
now he plays g4. Okay.
Yeah, but now the bishop's occupying the square.
Better late than never. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So both players are moving around and finding what to do. Okay. Is nothing waste of tempo. That's what I was saying. Okay, let's go back to the board one here and see what happened here. This white got the nice square d4 for his queen. Played okay, and black takes the open file. White is solid as a rock here, though, and that's another nice move to open up the bishop.
Yeah, and the bishop
out there.
So bad.
I think black is looking at nothing here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
And that's okay. It's saying to black, what are you going to do? Are you going to, if you go back to bishop to d7, I'll play bishop on that diagonal.
Mm-hmm. Did he have to waste the tempo?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not clear what white. I'm not sure why white played bishop to g2 there. That's a really.
Draw offer.
Well, white. Yeah, perhaps a draw offer.
Do you want to think about playing d5 here, and then you can get the bishop on a square like e6?
Yeah, and then maybe try to go into bishop g8 if black goes with the king on the wrong side. Or you can just wait. And bishop g2 is an odd-looking move, but maybe there's a reason that I'm not sure. It's a draw offer, says Andy Kim. Could very well be. King e7. So now bishop h3. What's white going to do? What is black going to do?
Yeah.
The king can't, even if the king comes to b4.
He plays bishop h3.
He's just moving back and forth.
Is he trying to use the dark squares to get the king over near that a pawn?
But then white might play bishop e6 and bishop g8. g5. Once the white bishop is free, the center pawns dominate the position. Possible to draw some colored bishops. Yeah, g5 was a very good move. I mean, black has to be careful. White has e5, d5, bishop e6, bishop g8. I mean, white doesn't have anything, but if black overplays his hand...
Yeah, black's starting to get a lot of targets to attack.
g5 was a good move. Okay, I don't think white has anything. Black has anything here. And then white can play for e5, which might be a very strong move here. Opening up for his own rook.
Yeah.
But I think both players have to be careful in this situation. Playing for a win can mean playing for a loss sometimes. You have to be objective. All right, let's see this Shaw game here versus the top-ranked 11-year-old in the country. Creating a princess. Was like kissing a frog or something. Okay, so black did take on f with the pawn, attacking the knight, which has nowhere to go. But knight f5 creates a threat of knight takes e7, and the bishop went back. And white plays bishop f6 and does not play knight d. Well, okay, white's got a problem here. If knight d6, rook c2 and wins a piece on d6. So white has to play something. Hello. I'm not sure who you are, Echo, but hello. Bishop f6. Okay, so if knight f6, and how is the knight can go to b2. So this is just, white has really not played a very, very inspired game here. And this is a good move, obviously, knight e4. And giving the queen up, but black, yeah, if knight d2, rook c8. I don't think black wants to go into that. Although queen e5, then rook takes f8 and rook c8 mate.
Yeah,
that's the kind of little thing that you could fall into. That's the kind of horrible thing that you could fall into. So rook c7 actually sets a nice little trap. If knight takes d2, rook c8, and if queen e5, rook takes f8 check. Because queen e5 looks at first sight like a winning move almost, because it forks the two knights. But rook f8 check, and then rook c8 mate. Well, black could play king h7, but then, that would still be maybe a game. So.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I think rook takes is more than fine.
Okay, so black just keeps it simple, and black has played an active game, and this should be equal, and black is maybe playing for the initiative here. White's pieces are not on optimal squares. I mean, he can play knight d4, and maybe that's just good enough for a hold, and that's basically where we stand here. Okay. And that's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it for 5 seconds. Okay, here's Winslow. Let's go this. All right, we left off here.
Oh, he did play your bishop f5 move.
And he played bishop f5, which is an obvious move. White has to go there. And b4, and just look at that. There's b3 is suddenly aggressive. A threat. Yeah. b3 is a very strong threat.
Yeah.
Can white get anything going with queen g3? And that's what he tries. b3, persistence. I mean, it's just a check, folks. Although I see things looming here.
Well,
this is where we stand.
I don't know if I'd want to play, because once the queen gets to g7, king comes up, and then
then white has to
f6.
probably throw rook g6 check into in just to survive. Well, let's see. If queen takes f3 here, pawn takes pawn check, king to rook 1, and then king to e6. I mean, that's still some play here. That's maybe not so great for black. White can play queen takes f3.
Queen takes f3.
King to a1 is a possibility, sure. I'm looking at queen f3, b takes c2 check, king a1, and then king e6 for black.
But if you go king a1,
right away,
don't they have ideas like pawn still takes on c2?
Right.
You can
play queen check, king e6.
Yeah, I'd be worried about if I was. Oh no, it doesn't work. Never mind. I was looking at bishop a3, giving it up to get the queen to c3, but that doesn't work with the queen going to g7.
Pawn a3. Oh, he does play pawn a3. That looks risky. That looks like the square, a square that a bishop might want to go to, but this is a very wide, this is a wild game. Queen G7, King E6, yeah. Rook G6
Well, even
check.
here, could you just play bishop f6 and just get rid of some of the checks?
Yeah, but
And
Queen
then
F3 is still possible.
yeah, but then it gets the bishop on the long diagonal.
Yeah, Queen G7, King E6, Rook G6 check needed looking at. Regard the move before. Queen G7, King E6, Rook G6, Bishop G6, Queen G6, Bishop F6, and then Bishop G5 or something. But then Queen E7, I don't know. My visualization is, okay, Queen G7, King E6, Rook G6. I think A3 looks like a mistake too, but
Yeah. But how?
right, yeah. White should have gone Queen F3 even. Why take time out to play A3? I don't understand. All right, there's many things about chess I don't understand. That's okay. Here's Russell Wong. He couldn't have played Queen D8. What happened here? I think Rook D5, Rook C8, Queen D1, Queen D8. Wait a minute, folks.
You want me to check the board?
Something happened here.
I'll go check the board.
I guess it doesn't matter. The game is still either. All right, what happened here?
Oh. Let's see.
Oh. Okay. Rook D8, King H7 was played. King D2, Rook A5, King C3, King G6. Black rushed his king into the center, interestingly enough, in this manner. And White's going ahead with the pawn. And now Black wants to trade.
Yeah, but he had the opportunity before and be a pawn up.
Yeah. Poor play by Black. And this is interesting. King D4, I like it. Knight F2, the knight is out of the game on F2. This is White is definitely playing for a win here. Whether he's winning or not is another question. But this shows the advantage of, like, if Knight F2 C5,
Yeah.
and you
what
can
about,
see
what about Knight D2?
Knight D2 or Knight C5. Knight D2, maybe C5, Knight F3, GF3, and then the rook comes down this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black should be able to maybe generate. It's good. It's hairy though. These rook and pawn endings are so difficult. They are just crazy difficult. That's Andrew off of camera that I'm talking to. Can't blame him for. We're all getting punch drunk as the evening wears on. All right. Sodakova. Yeah, it looked like White is simply winning by looking where all the pieces are. It did look like White was much better. It's becoming better, and Black misplayed that all over the place. Okay. So Sodakova has, we were Rook C7, Bishop F6.
Yeah, this is where we were.
Natalia plays Knight C3 first, and she must have had a reason. Queen B8.
Yeah, protects the rook, gets the knight into a central.
Threatening. Oh, that's very strong.
Yeah.
Was Queen B8 a mistake then? Queen A6.
It's her attempt to save the pawn.
Knight D5. Knight D5 is strong coming up. Okay.
Why not just play Queen A5 if you're playing as Black then? Because it protects the pawn and it creates.
Well, Knight D5, Queen takes D2, Knight F6 check.
Well, instead of Queen B8, what about Queen A5?
I'm saying Knight D5, Queen takes D2.
Yeah.
Knight F6 check. Now you can play King G7. So that if Bishop takes to King F6, that's possible, and avoid the double pawns. If Knight H5 check GH5, that's possible.
At least it looks more active than queen b8,
Okay.
because now the queen's just playing defense.
This has got to become winning for white with 2 passed pawns on the queen side. All right. Well played by Natalia. Ethan Boldy, let's see, this game, we were down in this position. Bishop d5 was played, and Ivanov, and they're just playing. I mean, if white plays queen b2, offers the exchange of queens, and then just clamps down with f4, I think black would find it difficult to get in, but it could be that black has some way of infiltrating. I don't know. Knight b3, sure, that's possible, but it makes me then bishop c4. I don't like I mean, there's a passed c pawn. This is a complicated position.
Yeah, and they didn't have to make it complicated.
They're trying to make it complicated. Black particularly, I think, has been trying to unbalance this game. And Walder Kuchek, we know what happened this game, and then there was this game. Okay, we were back here. Bishop g5 was played, knight g7, g4, b5. Black goes for, this is good.
Yeah, this is
play.
really...
Good play but now knight g5, under a little bit of pressure, but not that much. I mean, c6. Bishop is in the way on g5.
Yeah, it could have stayed on e3.
Yeah, and white could have already been. Black has some counterplay down the b file now. c6 is possible. c6, knight f6, knight f6. Oh, then a4. Bishop a6, rook c6, rook b2. It's complicated. I'll have to get somebody in here to maybe find out what that is all about. Nonsense. Yeah. Hey, Juan, is there? Can you delete and ban people here?
Well, click on the drop down, see if that does anything. There you go.
Block user.
There?
Adios. Very, yeah, I like that. I like the way we can just block people when they need to be blocked. Okay, so back up to board 1. Andrew, can you provide commentary for a few minutes while I use the facilities
I can
here?
try.
All right.
So
At least lead people through the game and tell us what you're doing. Monster, come sit down
Yeah.
here.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm using the restroom.
Okay. Let me try it out.
Thank you.
yeah, you've got a little more experience
This
than I
is
do.
Manus Paul, folks.
I am FM Paul Whitehead. I became a FIDE master.
All right, yeah. Well, you can take my. You probably know how to do
No,
all that
that's okay.
stuff. Take my name off of it.
Yeah.
So, what's happening? Wow, this looks interesting.
Yeah, when we left off, it was. I think e5 hadn't played yet. This is the position we left off. Something similar to this.
Oh, I just saw his game. I don't know if I'm supposed to comment on his dad's game. I can?
Yeah, go for it.
I think he's defending well. I would not say he's better, but he's defending pretty well. So.
Yeah, we were at this position before where the bishop's just moving back and forth from h3 to g2.
What isn't funny?
I don't know. He's the
Okay.
only one commenting, so
He's probably talking about me.
maybe yeah.
Saying, yeah. Can you stop? Okay, so black is basically getting. Can we make arrows? Draw arrows?
One.
Yes, sir.
We
Are
have-
we able to make arrows like chess base on this or not?
No.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Sorry, my bad. So black is getting the king on the
Yeah, black's
queen
just
side,
using the dark squares to get over to the queen side.
but and then white started pushing the pawn, which makes sense.
Yeah, creating a passer.
Yeah, now you
Although it's
you basically
covered
have
up by
passed
the bishop on b5.
I don't know, like even though it is covered, I might think of like sacking my rook for the bishop if I can. And
Where are you going to do that?
Yeah. Sorry, where am I going to do that? Yeah, that's a good question. One plan that I am thinking, which doesn't work immediately, is something like rook d1. If you offer exchange of, if you take the exchange of rooks, then black is pretty much lost, I would say.
Yeah.
Because it's, while you go and win this pawn, I will go and win the a pawn, and then I have the outside passed pawn, right?
Yeah.
What else can I do?
Yeah, I like black's position better. The king's a little more active.
Yeah, that is true.
White
That is
white still
definitely
got counterplay obviously, but rook c7. Yeah.
So what happened after here? Rook c7
c7.
makes sense, but giving up. Oh wow! So now I can go bishop f1 though, right?
Yeah.
Rook c7, bishop f1. If you don't trade,
do you have to trade though?
no, you don't have to.
Because if the white exchanges on b5, it just helps the king.
Yes, that's true.
And now, yeah, I don't think white wants to exchange the bishop.
But
because the bishop's
white
the only thing
can-
protecting that
White
this
can
front
basically,
pawn.
after exchanging the bishop, white can go and start picking up this pawn and getting the king in.
Yeah. But even here, can't you just play? I don't know if you want to play rook
So he
e7 right
played
away.
rook.
King e1.
Can you stop bringing up teachers who do very wrong things?
Telling us how to leverage Twitch.
So king comes in, continuing with the plan. He probably wants to exchange the. Oh, he repeated. Of course, rook c2 does not make sense because you're walking into a pen.
Yeah.
I'm surprised actually why didn't try to exchange the bishop.
So that people can in order to have affiliate status like Twitch.
How important is that?
It's not important in terms of like
What is white doing here?
right, but what it does is it gives us the opportunity.
Trying to hold on.
How much more?
Like another plan I can think of for white
Not only donate money.
could have been attacking the
What happens
edge
is, like, our
pawn.
money, we can
I don't see a good way to do that
other
though.
streamers.
Yeah. On which edge pawn? H7 or A4?
There's something
Both are sitting on white squares.
Right.
Like ideally, I would like to get some exchange the pair of bishops. I don't know why white is not trying to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, white's just trying to hold on at this point.
Yes, castle oasis. I think
Right.
the pawn on e6 will be under attack, but the rook defends the e pawn as well as the a pawn,
people can donate.
and white can go and try and win the f4 pawn. So I don't know.
Yeah, but where do we try to even exchange at this point?
Yeah, earlier. I mean,
Earlier.
like somewhere here, bishop f1 would have been fine, right?
Just have to figure out
If you wanted to exchange, or at least try to
Yeah.
exchange.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we're not right.
So
Yeah.
the black king is coming in, and now I'm scared for white.
Sure they're compliant.
Also, there has to be some accounting.
Exactly.
Now do you try
I think as
bishop f1 though? If you're white?
goes to something Jen can manage.
No.
I think it's
No, I just go rook e7 and start winning the pawn.
Yeah. It's coming in and
Oh, actually, bishop f1 is possible because if I go rook e7, bishop takes bishop. After you take back, I play d5 and I defend my pawn.
yeah.
The money has to go somewhere.
Or yeah, bishop f1, rook
if it gets
rook e7, bishop takes. If you recapture, I can just bring the bishop back.
Even then, if I recapture bishop back,
Yeah.
oh, if I capture the d pawn, you mean?
No. So bishop f1 or bishop f1, rook E7. Bishop takes on C4. You can't just take right away with check. But so D pawn takes back.
Right, and then I simply play D5.
Yeah. Then what about A3?
A3. I just take. Okay. Actually, it was black to move, so we're analyzing
Yeah.
this in a completely wrong way. Now I think actually black is winning. The king is very active.
There's only two.
You can just blockade the pawn by playing rook e7 if you need to. So let's look at the next
Yeah.
game.
So click up here,
Yeah. Okay.
and then just
Oh,
click,
okay.
click any game.
Let's look at this. This looked
Yeah,
interesting.
this was.
Um,
So he did take. So this is where we're at.
okay. So queen g3. One point.
Yeah, and we were talking about earlier how we think A3 was just a big mistake. B takes.
Because we can sack or something.
Oh, it just doesn't stop anything. It doesn't stop the
Yeah.
attack at all. So.
Can't black take the a3 pawn right here?
And that's. Not with Queen G7.
Not without queen g7.
They have to worry about Queen G7.
Okay, queen g7 and I simply go king.
Shall I take my place?
Yeah, then,
Oh,
but then
sorry, my queen is
No,
hanging.
you're
no,
dropping
that's
a queen.
okay.
Yeah.
Queen
So-
G7, King E6.
That's why in this position I'm looking at maybe Bishop F6. I don't mind if the F3 pawn hangs.
Well, what happens after Queen takes F3?
I actually want to somehow make bishop takes a3 work. That looks so
Yeah,
juicy.
That looks like that. Yeah, but then Queen G7 check and Queen
Yes.
takes C7.
yeah.
So that doesn't work.
So you have to get the queen to a safe square first if you want that to work.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna sit down at my rifle at my spot.
I should probably go
I'll
TV.
actually
So
head out. That's-
You can, Manus. Whoever wants to stay can stay, but I'll try to figure out.
yeah, we skip board 2 if we want to.
Okay, let's go back to board 1. I want to see. There was a lot of moves here.
Yeah.
Black did try to bring his king over to the queen side for some reason that I don't see what he's going to accomplish over there,
Black
even
on
if
the
he was
queen side?
allowed to go to king b4. So there was nothing that Black could accomplish with that. And then this, how is this? What is Black doing with the king? I see. He's coming in as far as with his king as he can.
You'll have to import everything? Okay. Yeah, but after that.
Game is sort of hanging by a thread here,
Yes.
but
When you
I'm not convinced that Black has a way that I see Black had a way in. I saw Black doing this with his king, and I guess he had to give up something, and that something is that pawn at e6 in order to get this far. But what's he going to do? How does this favor Black? I'm not sure. But it's... Yeah, he could play like rook e7, and that's what he does.
Right, yeah.
And now if white... And what's he going to do? Play bishop d3 and bishop f5 or something?
Then you do the same steps on
King a2 and rook b7. Yeah, I don't know.
I skipped, so you can.
I don't know. This is still something. What I see is more like bishop d3 and maybe bishop f5. But how can that work? Maybe that king is strong at b3. White has to play king c1 and maybe rook c3 to drive it back. All right, let's move on. Board 2. Black is infiltrating like I thought. Knight f1, knight c2. Wow, game is already in a crisis mode. Queen c4, queen e2. Bishop b4. Does that work? Queen c4, queen e2, bishop b4. Black is definitely moving in for the kill here. Davila Winslow, this is the game that everybody's talking about.
I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to talk about it right now. Jinx what? There's something happened. I don't want to talk about it. Are you okay?
Dun 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 dun. Boom.
Was she playing? What's the reading?
You'll see it when you walk in.
Alright. I gotta see this.
Brittany Zamora says free chess lessons for all those smooth as a baby's bottom. What is that? Woman GM Brittany Zamora. Do you know her?
No.
You could look her up. You can look her up. How's your dad? How should we know?
See, we spoiled him. We spoiled him because
go look at your dad.
You know, we did the favor one week. We slapped a camera on the game and had Shanklin analyze it. And now it's like
this is the game which Carlos is trying to lose as best he can.
Hold on. Let me see.
I like Winslow's king e6 move, which is just, and for some reason, White doesn't want to play queen takes f. Never wanted to play queen f3. Finally does, and finds himself pinned.
But we think she's done.
Yeah, I need to know.
Man, Carlos, you have played. This is just not your best game.
She put this game over?
Yeah, it is. It was just.
How do you know it's about?
Come over here. We're gonna block this person because.
So you just click.
Right
on that
here
little drop down and
block user.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, folks. Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah, and I just saw that myself. So.
Yeah, what is going on here, everybody?
It seemed like it was a harder. I know. She's like.
And now Elliot's threatening rook takes a3 check.
Do I need to turn this in or no?
You do.
Do I? Where was it?
As you normally, as we've done for like the last 40 years.
But those are for the tournament. This is not part of the tournament.
Thank you, Castle. Oasis Chess says this is fun. Yeah, it's fun blocking users, watching people come into the chess room and shout. And but yeah, we're having fun.
You write it on paper.
It's 12 midnight. Okay, good. It's midnight at the Oasis, at the Castle Oasis. Rook a3 check is a huge threat here. All right. Let's see. This game we do not. This game ended in a draw. Okay, and that we're happy with that. Kyron Griffith is pressing Ostrovsky here, and this was very badly played by Black.
6.
Now White has serious winning chances. Unbelievable turn of events here.
She was just on the phone.
Daniel Perlov says, "Hi, Erica." Erica,
Hi.
let's see your smiling face here.
Hello.
Okay, Erica, you're joining us.
I
I'm
am.
going to put your
My name.
Now I've got your smiling face. Now I've got to put your smiling name
Sounds
here.
good.
And how did you do this
I
evening?
drew, and then we played again, and then we drew. So the first game that counted for the tournament was 9 moves, and we drew.
Okay.
And then we played about 40 moves, and we drew.
I'm here joined by Erica Maligan.
She won.
Okay, you won. Can
I
you
did.
show? All right, you
Oh,
drew.
here, sit.
All right. So Erica, that means I have to take your name off and put Natalia's name here, and we get to do the special effects thing. Natalia, how did you do?
I won.
You won. You played a nice game while we were looking at that.
I did.
I
mean,
think so.
I'm not sure.
I
I,
thi-
was like, yeah. For some reason, it didn't come easy today.
We have
No.
special effects though that are going to
Special-
help us.
I was,
But Natalia's gonna see her.
The special effects. Well, I already did it. Well, here, let's see if we can do it again. See, look, I can just do it all night long. All right, we're transitioning, but you know what? We've lost all the commentary. Juan, do you know why? The commentary is lost. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So Natalia, let's look at
you
your
have
game.
one loyal commentator, right?
We've had lots
Daniel.
of.
He's like, he's a loyal commentator. Like,
Yeah.
he does a lot of comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a Russian thing?
No, I believe his dad is playing, right? So
Right.
he's
No,
like-
I'm just asking because I'm sitting here with all the Russians and
Oh.
the Russian commentating there and sitting with the Russians,
Oh.
and so I'm just wondering. Let me find. Wait a minute. I have to do something. I have to find the boards. Okay. Boom.
What's the special effect? You have two boards at the same time, or what's the special
No,
effect?
I have to interact with the board. That's what it is.
Oh.
Then now you can show us your game. There you are. How about from the very beginning? Here, you have the mouse.
There's
in my,
not much to show.
you
I
can
don't
go
know.
this
Oh.
way, or you know.
Okay. So it's Sicilian and it's Rosalima.
Uh-huh.
I kind of looked at it yesterday, and there is one game because he's a new player, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
there was one game like in round 3,
Uh-huh.
and he was only one game.
Right.
And the player played Rosalima against him, so I was kind of lucky because I saw the game. But in a way, like he did this, and that was repetition of the previous game.
Somebody from Quebec, Castle Oasis Chess says, "Hello, Natalia. Congratulations."
Oh,
I'm
thank
just
you.
letting you know that they're from Quebec, and they're saying,
Quebec,
wow.
okay. They speak French probably.
Probably.
So,
Yeah.
this is also
So Queen
upstairs.
G4.
Yeah, Queen
That's possible, right?
Not. I was like more like here, like Queen G4.
No, but Queen G4, the other position,
And
like,
here, I mean here.
right? Because black and
Yeah, Queen G4.
it's dangerous for black, maybe, because you can play
No,
castle.
I thought here, and here, like you can play Queen G4, and if it's castle, then I will take on D4,
Mhm.
and knight takes D4, and I will exchange the queens.
I see.
And it's kind of because here Queen G4, no, here Queen G4. I believe it's
Maybe
I will
risky.
Castle.
Yeah, and if Queen E4,
Yeah, I will
Knight
castle.
C3, and
Yeah.
or D4
So,
and Knight C3.
Yeah,
or
the
D1.
more like idea of
Yeah,
Queen
it's
G4 to
dangerous.
exchange the queens.
Yeah.
It's kind of
It's a
cool
very
to do.
dangerous move to play,
Yeah.
and Quinteros once played it against Walter Brown and got killed
Okay.
in the opening.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
In the same.
Same opening.
Yeah, I believe more like of this play
Very
here.
dangerous to
No,
play.
but I mean, Queen G4 and
Oh,
if
I see.
castle. I'm not gonna take on E4. I'm gonna take on D4.
Right, I see.
You will need to take with the knight, and I will exchange the queens, and I will take
Right.
and then take. I mean, it's like the end game. This is
Probably good endgame for white, right? A little better.
A little better, yeah. But it's more of this is like if knight on G8, but if instead of black would have played like G6, then I would exchange on D4 and take and make bishop G7 with the tempo. So this is kind of more.
But you're white, right? You're white.
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of looked at it yesterday, and I looked at Queen G4, but this is like a long theory, and I didn't want to memorize it, and they just, you know,
Right,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like your king, and I hoped he wouldn't, you know, not here, yeah, here he would have played Queen G4.
Okay.
But I mean, here I could have already d5, not exactly in this position, but anyway.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, the other game he was playing e6, bishop e7. So, but this is kind of also known move.
Yeah.
And this is also known.
I'll bet you this has been seen many times.
Yeah.
Black played a few strange moves in here.
I know. Yeah, this
And
is the
this
first.
is the start of
the
it.
first one.
Yeah, and it's not necessary for Black to do this, but he decided this is. Yes, Moroxy bind.
Yeah.
That's Elliot Winslow behind us for you folks back home.
Oh, okay.
How'd you do, Elliot?
I won.
Yeah, you got lucky.
Yeah,
I
did
think.
you?
There's no luck in chess.
Yeah, well,
It's all the skills.
saw your opponent just go berserk. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. So, but
So
it's
you
like
just play normal moves.
But on the
Yeah.
I think here I should have already, because I don't want to exchange all the pieces because he's kind of, tight and the pieces are not. So I should have played knight on e2 because like exchange he could have just taken and then bishop takes, I take, and then he goes like knight e6 and he kind of freed up. Gained a little bit of space because I played kind of schablon move. I mean it's like not. Yeah, after I made the move, I've already regretted it because I thought, I should have let him, because he kind of exchanged so many pieces and then gained a little bit of space, and it's like his pawn structure is very, very solid. It's hard to break through.
Sure.
And it's like I shouldn't, because my advantage is like my pieces are more active, so I shouldn't let him exchange everything. So after I made the move, I kind of why did I do that?
People want to know what you play. Yeah.
Why did I do that? I mean, it's like standard move, and my intention's not really clear.
Well, maybe to play knight d5. All right. So what happened?
Yeah, but then I will exchange more pieces on the c file.
Right.
It's like I think it's not like I didn't like the exchange of everything. But then he thought for a long time here, and I decided when people think a long time, they don't do the obvious moves.
Right.
They try to look for some, extravagant moves.
And that's
it's
what
like,
happened.
Yeah, and it's like he played this.
That's
so he
very
likes
strange.
the square on e8 for some
Right.
reason. He wants to put pieces on e8.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's this. So
Okay.
it was what got me by surprise. But then here I thought, okay, now I want to move away the knight. I don't want to exchange. And especially, but maybe I thought maybe on c2 is the square because I want to play on f2. And also even this rook on d1, I thought maybe it's not, I should have maybe placed this rook on d1 and just keep this rook here on f file, and maybe at some point in a good way just to play f4.
I think I like what you did because I think you want to play knight d5 maybe.
But with knight d5 he will take, I will take with what pawn e? Or what pawn I will?
Yeah, I don't.
If it's c, then I will exchange. There's no advantage.
It's hard to tell which rook belongs to where. People have been asking.
But I decided so just to move away because it's not clear for him what's his plan, and he kind of on the last it's not clear because. Usually people in these structures they do a6 and b5. I try to do d5, but not like here. It's not like on a6 I would go probably knight a4 and just ask these rooks what are their intentions and stuff like that.
We like your move knight e2.
Yeah, e6 also is not possible. So there is no clear plan for black either. So he wants to take, and I defend.
And now plays b5.
And now plays b5. I mean, I didn't even expect this move. That's why when my opponents make moves that I don't even calculate or expect, the first reaction I kind of afraid and scared. Okay, maybe did I miss something?
No.
Because when he played knight to e8, I mean, I didn't even.
But maybe b5 is not a bad move. Maybe it's a good move.
I mean,
I don't know. We'll see. Let's see.
This kind of forced.
This went well for you. Yeah. Wow. And now rook c7 was good.
I mean, here I was seriously considered for some time bishop on a7. And just because I do check and bishop on f8 and queen on h6.
But knight d7.
I know the last minute. I mean, not last minute, but I mean, I realized and this okay. I should, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well,
so I was
good.
kind of
That's good.
It could have been another ending if I would
But
have.
rook c7 was strong. Attacks 2 pawns.
Yeah, he was like.
What? That's it.
He was like passive here.
So bishop f6. Now, why didn't you take on a7? We couldn't figure that out.
Because this is better. Because I
It's
make
even
my
better.
last piece active, like put it on the
Okay.
dominant
Okay.
position.
All right.
And because take it on a7, he would have played
Rook
rook c8, and I
Okay.
didn't want to, you know, just give him this
I
open
got
file.
you. Okay.
So I just thought, okay, well, why don't you put on any move on wherever queen goes on any move,
think
I will
you're
go
right.
on d5.
I think you're right.
And it's just with the tempo, and it just
Yeah.
looks great. So
Okay.
I didn't want it to even give him the c file.
And if queen a5,
I would go to I would go to knight
knight
d5.
d5, queen d2.
I would take on the d2 with the bishop.
That's very strong. Yeah.
Yeah. So and basically,
You could, if
Oh.
you take on f6 check, he can go king g7. All right. Yeah. Very good. Very good, Natalia.
no, I mean I'm not sure because now when he takes, I would
You just
you
take
know
back.
move my
You
bishop
just take
from
back.
a7. So basically a7 is not in
Yeah,
danger
but you're
anymore.
threatening knight e7 and
Yeah.
knight f6.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's like
It's
yeah. I
bad.
would basically for any move I would have gone like knight on d5.
Bishop takes a7 was possible too, according to Daniel. But this is very strong too.
Yeah, this is
What-
my last piece.
Yeah.
Like was you know like in a perfect position, and
Yeah.
it's like
Black is in trouble, obviously.
look at this, and basically the bishop is like.
Black is in serious trouble. Queen d8.
First I didn't want to exchange my beautiful knight, but then I said, okay.
But then you're
well,
taking a pawn
yeah,
at
let's,
a7.
let's
yeah,
simplify.
yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
simplify and just you know.
Very good. Okay.
If like he would have went like rook c8, I probably would go like on rook a6, like off this pawn.
Sure.
And yeah,
I mean,
and
he's
there is
in-
no like squares for him to you know
Yeah,
to enter
he's in
here
trouble.
on c file. So
He's in
he
trouble.
takes, I take.
Just makes it easy for you.
Yeah, he's like kind of desperation.
Yeah.
I said, okay, what is on f3? He's
Queen
like, am I,
takes f3.
am I like, yeah, my first reaction, oh, he wants to take on f3. Like, I and also like
Right.
want to take my bishop, but then you know,
There's nothing
if he
he
like take with the queen, I will take on e5,
Right.
and I just.
Right. Or you could even probably take it and.
No, but I mean, take on
yeah,
e5.
of
That's
course.
not.
Yeah.
He cannot take on
Yeah,
e5
yeah, yeah.
like, because I
Yeah.
take queen,
Yeah.
and there is no check or anything here. So, and yeah, if knight takes,
Okay.
so he decided.
To
Yeah,
resign.
to resign. Even like my husband was surprised. He said, "Oh, well, like, what is your game? Like, why is delay here?"
Yeah.
He's
So he just resigned.
Yeah, he just didn't want to. I mean, maybe it's a little premature, but on the other hand, it's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of not.
terrible.
You know,
Yeah.
it's very sad position to defend.
It is
so,
sad.
because knight doesn't have
But
squares.
it's not
to-
sad for you.
No.
Who's here? All right. Now.
Who won?
Judith. Starr.
Oh, okay. Women rule.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you,
All
thank you.
right.
So yeah.
So next round they'll throw you to some other
Yeah.
strong player.
Remember my request.
You want to sit here for a while? Or are you going somewhere? Or?
Elliot want to.
We can talk to Elliot
No,
anytime.
Elliot, like I want to see the
Let's. His game is terrible. No, we'll look at it. We'll look
Okay,
at
then
it.
Wasn't very much as it turns out.
He was winning, I think, or yeah. Did you see anything obvious that he missed, Elliot? Was there anything obvious that he missed, or did he just go crazy? Let's look at Boldy versus Ivanov first of all, where. Look at that, c6
Yeah,
to
like bishop
play bishop
B4.
b4 check.
Yeah, it's like pressure. Okay.
That does threaten queen f1 mate.
Very funny. Very funny.
Lots of diagrams.
It's kind of double edged, right? But on the other hand, like this knight on d2, like
Yes,
you know.
Elliot did win, undeservedly.
What is it? Those are cheapos. Cheapos count.
There's no way black is better. Okay, so
Who said that?
Oh, here in the
Well, I guess black will play bishop takes e5, bishop h6, bishop then f4. So bishop takes e5, and then
Right now, bishop takes c5.
yeah, I
But what if
guess.
c7? Oh,
Well, c7, the
C7
pawn's not going to c8.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, you played.
I don't know. Black looks like he got something here in a
But
way.
if bishop in e5, I can do like queen c5.
Second X-rated, yes.
Scary. Oh, that threatens queen f8 mate.
Yeah.
Both players are mating, are playing to. That's
Yeah,
a
I see like
strong.
the knight kind of defends all the squares that, you know.
Wow, interesting game.
I know, it's like.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let's go, and let's
Oh,
take a look at this game.
Michael's on the roll. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know he won the expert section at Santa Clara, $1,500, and now
Oh, wow.
and now he's also winning games at the Tuesday Night Marathon.
I know.
I'm excited for all the. Okay, c6 was played, and now okay, white could have played a4 here, folks, instead of bishop e3. I'm really tired of seeing this bishop go back and forth between g5 and e3,
Oh, it
and
was
then
like
back to g5,
multiple
and
times.
e3, and it's
It's frustrating.
yeah, it's frustrating to watch it. Black, I guess if white plays a4, then bishop goes back a6, rook c6, then rook b2. But that's something worth looking at, I think. Yeah, no.
But on oh, okay.
c5 is a good-looking move here.
Yeah, because bishop on g2
Yeah.
is like.
White,
Maybe h4.
white
He wants to do h4.
and then knight h7 or something. But white should have had this going a long time ago. This is just white, and black is playing to develop. Okay, so I mean, white is many tempo behind here with this attack, and black is getting ready for rook b8. I don't know.
Yeah, rook b8 is not.
Yeah, if you go back and you look at how many times white played bishop g5, bishop e3, bishop g5, no, it's not pretty.
It's frustrating.
Okay, let's go back up to board one. Rook e7 was played, king c1.
I think it's kind of drawish. I believe that black had the advantage earlier, but now
Yeah.
it's kind of.
He's missed.
Yeah. Now there is no like entrance. I mean, there is no way to break through the pawns, right?
Well, I don't know. He's setting him some problems now. If king c1, maybe bishop e2. I don't know. Then rook a3. I don't know. This is I agree. This is. It's easy for maybe somebody to make a mistake here, and that's what I think, especially with the time situation.
Yeah.
Stearman is. Remember, there's no increment here. There's just delay, which means that he's under 5 minutes for the rest of the game. However many moves.
Yeah, then I will put my money on Stearman. Yeah.
Stearman has a way of getting
so-
lucky.
No, I mean, but he's confident. He like calculates quickly and correctly. Yeah. The way he's playing, like fast and confident.
Okay, so.
But this young guy is like, wow.
he's like 9 years old, and he beat
9 years
Elliott,
old?
and he beat Conor Griffith,
And even here, like it's draw. I mean, maybe like time trouble and stuff. But I mean,
this game looked like black was ready for a collapse already. And he played bishop b4. This went exactly like we thought. And this is okay. Queen.
Oh, he wants to do on e8, right?
Queen c1 and queen e3 threats. Black is going for a direct attack rather than exchanging.
Wow.
Oh, that's strong, I think. Wait a minute. He couldn't play that. He hung his queen. Something happened here.
Oh.
None of this makes sense.
Wait a minute, this is an 8-move game.
But I think black is winning, yeah. Maybe they won.
Yeah, do we know what happened in Shaw's game?
Eric Lee won.
Eric Lee won.
Yeah.
Okay. Did Shaw hang his queen like it says?
He was already going down.
You know your players well. Yeah, I think we do know our players well here. Wow.
Yeah, another young
Maybe
player.
I'll get to go home early here with the players
Cooperating.
finishing out their games early.
There's 2 games. Me and the Boldies. Good luck with you. You're here forever. Oh, that's right. They may not be on the top.
No, they're not on the top boards. So
So
this
what
is
is it?
still. Oh well. Okay. So
Oh.
wow. He plays h6
With
in
the
order to
intention of
activate the rook.
H7, yeah.
And this is Stearman the master setting problems for
The young player.
Krishna Kumar, the young player, even though Stearman's 18. So he's,
Well,
he's a
everything is
kid.
in comparison, yeah.
He's a kid. Yeah.
So the second game will count.
I don't know, but more pawns. Maybe black can take the D pawn. That's white's problem here is this
Yeah, the
passive
passive
rook.
rook, yeah.
This is horribly passive rook. This is well played by Stearman here, trying to get in with the rook. Very well played. And the white rook is very badly placed. All right, let's go to
And
Kyron Griffith.
Kyron for a while, I mean, the position was equal,
yeah,
for a
or maybe
while.
even losing.
Yeah.
This is new. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, how can passive play like this? This is terribly passive play by Ostrovsky. This has got to be.
But for a while, it was like,
Yeah.
like rook ending was like not pretty to white. I mean, maybe draw. But for some reason, I
Black.
thought that white will prevail.
Yeah, well, this was very badly played by Black. I think he's going to regret this. Some of the decisions made here in this game,
He's already regretting.
and now this is just now check and wins the G pawn as well. Yuck. All right.
No, I didn't. Sorry. Is that on its own?
Let's see. Boldy and Ivanov. Let's go to where they are. What happened in this game? It's not registering. That's funny.
Did they?
Juan, what happened?
Did they finish already? Maybe.
Boldy and Ivanov.
We looked at it, right? Like a few minutes.
Yeah, and now it's not showing. Long live mechanics.
It's like
Long live mechanics. Somebody says. What? Why? What's happening? How come we're not getting the Boldy game here?
Yeah, probably.
What?
You have to.
Refresh it. Let me see what happens.
Not sure over there. Oh yeah, you're right.
Boldy and Ivanov. Let's go.
Oh,
here it
here.
is. Look at. I had to refresh it.
Yeah,
So
see,
Queen
like Queen
C5 is
C5.
played. Queen C8. You were right about that, and that's here we are.
Pro because he put the pieces down to touch,
Okay, so White can play Queen D5.
but he just
Look at
Yeah.
that.
and then he takes it off.
I heard you won your game, Judith.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Because I've seen him do it again.
The chess club is wearing off on you.
Yes, I
Yeah,
know.
you're getting stronger just by being in the chess club. It's fantastic.
It's a combination of being in a good mental state and being
And
around so wonderful
People play chess. Aw.
It was actually dramatic because they both had seconds left,
Wow.
and she was getting checked, and she had to move her king almost to the other end of the board, and then he ran out of checks, and then it was pretty good.
Wow, 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 wow.
It was entertaining.
That, I wish, well, maybe we'll find the game.
So it went back. Paul?
What?
So you got it.
Yeah, it came back. It's funny. Okay, so it looks to me like Ethan Boldy can just play Queen takes D5, and Alexander's in deep trouble. Well, I don't know. Yeah,
I
with the
put my
knight.
money on the young player,
with
you
the
know, by
knight.
my
1 o'clock in the morning, and I am still entertained. Says Castle Oasis Chess.
Oh,
Do you
he's
hear
like,
that? What's
yeah,
wrong
we
with
provide,
you? What's wrong
we
with
provide
you?
like great entertainment here.
That's good. Well, we're looking at good chess. too, and good
Yeah,
analysis.
he took on d5.
He took on d5, the young player. Okay, and one more game. Let's look at this game. This is the top board in the A-B section.
Too many pieces.
And yeah, okay, so this game is still going on. And White's gonna try to play h4 finally.
Yeah, at least he has a plan, and he cannot go back to g5 because there is pawn h6.
Right, yeah.
Right?
He'd like to go back forward.
He's like lost a little bit, but now
just ready to drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No way to go on g5. That's a good thing.
Okay. All right. Back up to board 1.
Sorry.
And that rook is still trying to get out of the
misery.
Okay. So bishop g4, rook h6, rook a3, bishop b3 check. And does that imprison the?
He goes to a1.
Yeah, but rook takes b3.
Did Robert Green show up? Is he out to play?
This is maybe White's chance. But you know what the problem with that is? You play king takes b3, then he starts playing rook h4, right?
And take on g4.
To take on g4. Can the king get back? Rook h4, king c3.
I have to remember to keep.
Yeah, but now can White play rook b3 here?
Draw? Maybe.
No, I don't think it's a draw.
No, there's a rook takes g4 type thing.
Yeah.
He runs out of squares. Rook h4 and white loses.
Well, okay, I go back. Rook g4. Oh, you take on e6.
Yeah.
But then White has his own pass pawn on b.
Yeah,
his
but
own.
black plays g5, g4. That's not even close. I don't think.
All right.
No.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go home?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natalia.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank
yeah.
you. Congratulations.
It's a pleasure, yeah.
It's actually one of my wishes is that you win this tournament because you've played so many times.
At least
it's time to win this tournament.
I did it once before.
You've won it.
Yeah, I won it once. Yeah.
Which year was that? Yeah. Okay.
3 or 4 years
okay.
ago.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I shared
the extra prize. You've won the extra prize a bunch of times.
Right. No, I first I won solo. All by myself one time.
Yeah.
And the second time I was like I split 3 ways.
Okay. Yeah.
So I did it there. I mean now like it's getting
strong.
stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
So I mean my chances are, but at least probably I will be the first among women. So that's also.
There's that prize too.
There's also because now I mean.
It's a little controversial. We've had one of the women playing in the chess tournament doesn't like that prize.
She did. Oh,
she thinks that there shouldn't be a special prize for women.
Oh.
Yeah, so everyone has an opinion about these things. It's interesting. It's an interesting conversation.
Did she win the prize, or she's just
no, and she probably wouldn't be able to.
Oh,
but
okay. She just expressed her opinion.
She just expressed her opinion, like, why don't you don't have a special prize for a man, so why do you have a special prize for a woman? And that brings up a whole question, lots of questions about.
I mean, either way is fine with me. I mean, I thought it's like
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I'm a man, so I can't
even like in
afford to
the
have
international tournaments, they have a special prize, right? Like all these big tournaments in Isle of Man, some other big tours like Swiss with their very many grandmaster. Yeah, they have the special prize for women there.
I know.
So because when you compete against like for them to compete against 2700, it's like chances of you making money is very. Little, right? So you need to have some special prize fund.
Well, it's something that we've been talking about a lot here. We're talking about the prize for women, So
I'm saying that even in the big international tournaments, where with the Swiss system,
like
where
Isle of Man,
Isle of Man and others where like hundreds of players played, and they have and many women among them, top rated women. So, but they have special prize for women there. So
and actually, I mean, I love the idea. I'm glad you brought it up. We actually had a player actually say that.
That's what Paul mentioned, that she didn't like the idea.
Yeah, and
I mean, it's a modern kind of.
Right.
Stearman, we're watching the end of Stearman's game. Really nicely played game finish here. by Stearman as well.
Nice.
Oh.
Very nicely played finish. Showed
Yeah,
his
it's pretty.
showed his class.
Stop the Krishna Kumar train.
Yeah, he really showed his class in this end game. So a well-deserved victory.
I know. It's like.
And I just went through that quickly.
For a moment, I thought it's a draw because like he couldn't make like he went ahead with his king and then he moved back with his king. So I didn't see the the plan that he's gonna.
H6 was really good,
Yeah.
and that final
But on
activation
the hand, the
of the
white
rook.
was so passive, so they only defended in this game.
We'll go back.
For the prizes you were talking about, like, is it one prize or is it like a series of
No, but it's serious. There are 3 probably. I
like per section? Was it?
Where is this?
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't want to say something that is.
Oh no! I'm just trying to get an idea, like what kind of.
We can look it up online. I'm sure we can find what is there.
Was this the Isle of Man?
Introduce per section?
The Isle of Man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that they have
And there is another big tournament.
Gibraltar maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
I'm open to all ideas.
No.
Just trying to find out what's done because I don't go to the bigger national.
Right, we can check online for the Gibraltar and Isle of Man. So there's where like many top-rated women playing, and yeah.
And offering big prizes for top women players.
Big prize, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, they are. I mean, they're
not compared to.
Not compared to the first place, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is because it's hard. Even like here,
For
like for
professional.
me, like the tournament is getting stronger and stronger, right? So for
Right.
me to be in the money, it's kind of difficult. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm fine either way. It's not like the money that I'm live off.
Right. But you're also competing against people in lower sections that might score in their section more points than you do in your section. So it's competitive in its own way.
Yeah.
You know, it's just. The question was raised by another female participant in the tournament that she thought that it was strange that we had a prize for women.
Go figure. I thought all the
Yeah.
women will appreciate it.
No, I
Go
get
figure.
it.
I don't know.
Okay, here's the winner of the
very
the
nice
tournament
ending just
so
now.
far.
So it's pretty.
And not only that, but you played a really nice end game there. That looked very smooth and confident performance, Hosea. And can you show us your whole game because you are not only the tournament leader, but you're playing great chess. Let me take Natalia's name off of there if I can find it and find your name. First I'm going to find Natalia's name and take it off, and then do you see your name down here?
Yeah. So you are going to be playing somebody
Like
Jivan. Quite a bit more.
Have you played Kyron?
No, but he has 2 points back.
Right.
So.
Well, you'll play him eventually.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can you find your name? Help me.
Right.
Oh, there you are. Yay. Hosea, show us your game. And like I said, that was a really nice. Look at the special effects here.
Cool.
Not only that, but look, I'm going to do it again because I'm getting addicted to it. I think it's really cool. All right. Show us your game. And somebody from people are congratulating you. Daniel Perlov, I don't know how your dad's doing.
All right, so this was the same opening that I played last week.
Right, we noticed that.
Yeah, although this time instead of taking on f6 here, he played knight d5, which I think is better. Bishop e7, takes, c3, bishop g5. Here and I played like, yeah.
F-Pawn says you were giving a master class in how to play this against him. That was his opinion. So
okay.
I don't know the opening, so just
yeah. So this is
tell me.
This is like the second move. The main move's like castles, but I don't really like that line. So
Okay.
e7.
And so you're sort of completely challenging d5 right away. Is that the idea of this?
Well, yeah, that, and then like we have ideas of f5,
okay,
which is usually how black breaks through here.
Right.
So castles. He surprised me here. Like normally white plays like a4. I mean h4, g4 is an idea too, but I thought a4 was good.
Okay.
Good here. So h4, bishop h6, he takes, and then plays g4. Forces me to go bishop f4, takes, no, bishop g2 first, right? Bishop e6. I thought he was gonna take and play like queen f3 here.
Okay.
He can't take d6 here because of f3, and then after bishop picks f3, bishop picks g4. I thought that was kind of cute.
Nice.
But
yeah.
Although maybe then after he can go bishop g2. But I mean, I thought I had some good good conversation. I mean, I thought he was gonna try to take a pawn, but instead he castled, which surprised me a lot.
It's not so clear. Just back to d3 or something. After bishop takes d4, you just play queen d3.
Yeah, but then I take, and then I pick up the pawn on e4 with rook e8. Yeah. It's probably a drawn game, but he surprised me with this though, because after queen e7, I thought that either he has to play h5 or g5. He chose h5. I thought g5 was better too, just because after h5, this is kind of forced, and his bishop on g2 is just like
that's
out of commission.
Right.
It's kind of hard for me to do anything here though, so I mean this.
I thought you'd made a mistake, and somewhere in the next 10 moves where he sort of seemed to get out of some of his difficulties.
Yeah, but I mean, like I didn't really.
But I wasn't sure where.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. So let's see what happened after a4.
So a4, g6.
That looked really, really good.
Yeah, so I wanted to potentially.
Now,
have
what about taking with the h pawn?
Yeah. So, oh shoot.
No, it's okay. Technology is good. Yeah. What about taking with the h pawn and playing king g7?
Yeah, well, I mean, after I take with the h pawn, he plays queen d4, so I never have.
Anyway.
I never have any ideas of mating.
King h7 and rook
h8. And I wanted to like get this potential outside passer.
Okay,
and
that's
also
an interesting way. Yeah,
undoubles my pawns.
There you go.
So I don't know. H6 is interesting too.
Yeah.
So queen c2. Queen c5
and to
check.
Put the queen on that.
Yeah, so basically here I wanted to just trade queens into a
Why would he
better.
Queen c2? Why didn't he just go queen d4 right away?
Yeah, I don't know why. I was expecting queen d4. That's what I was anticipating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bishop d3 bothered him, but it shouldn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, here I got bishop b3 in, so with his queen on f2, so just like.
So inferior. Maybe he shouldn't open the a file.
I thought a5 here. I to be honest, I thought a5 was best.
Then you're gonna play b4 at some point, I guess.
Well, I mean, b4 is not that.
Right.
He takes, and it's not really much for me.
Yeah.
But then here I have rook a4. I thought this was like transitioning into a better end game.
As it turned out, you were right.
And I was like one tempo short of being able to play. If I have bishop c4 in and I get g5 in, he's completely shut out.
So but what happens if you play g5?
If I play g5, he plays bishop f1.
Bishop f1.
So one tempo away from just utter dominance.
Right.
But unfortunately here he gets g5 in, and actually it's really annoying.
Well, actually, the way you played this at the end, I mean, you came. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what if he should be able to hold this or not. Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Basically, he's kind
Why
of forced
didn't he could he play? Okay, so can he play d5?
That's what I thought. I thought he was going to play d5. The thing with d5 though is
your king comes around to where? b4 again. And
maybe. But the thing with d5 is like he's
can play e5 maybe at the right if your king goes too far away.
I mean, I thought d5 was the move.
And he can also play bishop e6 and g8 maybe at some point too.
After d5, I think I was going to try to just putz around, try to. I don't know. I thought d5 was. He surprised me by just going back and forth. So, here and actually here after e5, I missed e6.
Way early in the game.
I thought e6. I have king c6. I mean king c7, e7, king d6, picking up the pawn. But he has rook e2. And after I take e-queens.
That's
so
right. And if you, but you could, and you can't, if you keep.
So that was unfortunate.
So
E6.
But is he holding?
I don't know.
I don't think. In fact, this is the way this worked out for you. With your playing H6, it seems to me that he's close to lost.
Well, I mean, at the end he blundered with Rook A3. That was. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So King E1. I mean, I actually think he should have pretty good drawing chances here.
I would have thought so, but because Rook ended up in a horribly passive.
Yeah. So. I mean, this King B3 thing, not kind of minimal. I had to bring it back. And I thought if he... So basically, it was annoying I couldn't bring my king across because of bishop f1. And I was confused why he didn't play bishop f1 here.
Right.
I thought bishop f1, king d6, he takes c4, I take with the pawn. And he plays rook a3.
And then things start coming off.
Yeah, a ton of pawns start coming off.
Okay, all right. You're right. You're right. You missed a chance there.
I thought that was his chance for a draw. King c2, so king d6. He still should be okay.
You think so?
I think so, yeah. I do get this h6 in, but I think maybe it's obviously like very uncomfortable here. But rook a3 is just like
it's terrible.
Terrible. So yeah, I mean, he has to play like king c1. He has to be very passive.
And then
it's hard for me to make progress.
I see. Okay. Yeah. The players see more than the commentators.
Yeah, but after rook a3, bishop b3.
That's clear.
This is actually just like.
And rook.
This is so sad.
He can't take on b3 because you're going to play rook g4, rook h4.
Yeah, rook h4, then rook takes g4.
Yeah.
Which is.
Is that what happened?
No, he played king d2, and the funny thing here is after king c1, king e7 is Zuzong.
Yeah. Horrible.
I wanted him to play that.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But instead he plays king d3. I take b2.
And this was very, very well, precisely played on your part. And
rook b3.
That was nice. Yep. This was well done. As I am. Technique.
Yeah.
Good technique. Awesome. You're in form. You're the guy totally to beat.
I'm not. I don't start Berkeley till January.
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna play a lot of chess?
I might play a decent amount of chess.
Yeah, you should. You're in form. I like. You're playing quickly. You're playing confidently. You're.
Do you have any non-tournament lineup?
I don't know. I might play with St. Louis in November.
You have one IM norm.
One IM norm, yeah.
So, is your rating good enough to?
No, my ratings live is like 2320.
So where does it need to be?
24.
It needs to be a 24 for you to become an IM?
Yeah. For me, 3 norms and 2400.
Right. So, well, you've got, is there a time period now that you can do that? And used to be, there used to be a time period.
I think 5 years now, but.
Where your norm expires?
Yes.
No, I don't think so, because John Donaldson's been sitting on his Grandmaster norm now for many, many years. And
he maybe his grandfather.
No, he talks about it.
I don't know. I'll look it up for next time.
It's a good thing to know.
Good information.
Yeah. But well, good luck. What's the next tournament after this one?
I'm probably gonna play Berkeley Open in a couple weeks.
Did you play at Santa Clara?
No, I didn't.
No. Okay. What Berkeley Open is that?
It's like the Berkeley tournament.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, local tournament.
If you ever want to go to Hungary for the first Saturday.
Yeah. I was thinking of doing that, yeah.
You can stay in our house.
Oh, really? What an invite.
But it's an hour commute to the playing hall, usually. But I don't think
But it could be a base for you to like go around Europe a little bit.
Yeah, seriously, Gabriel Beck did that, and now he's an IM, so it must be good.
Yeah. He had a very strong tournament in Vienna.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was like, oh, he was scalping GMs left and right.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah.
Yikes.
One time I'm gonna bring Gabriel here.
Yeah, sure.
He's a Pacific.
I think I remember him. I remember him playing in
So we just have to make sure that we can call. Carpool because he's in the same town. He is.
Thanks, Josiah. Thanks for giving
Thanks.
your master class. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Yeah. So Josiah, Gabriel is. Gabriel got
All
his-
the games are done. Oh no, Ethan Boldy is playing Alexander Ivanov
Yeah.
and was winning or
Yeah.
close to dominating his.
You got Canada watching us. Hey, Canada.
Oh. Black has a cheapo here with Queen E4, but Knight B5 looks strong. Canada's watching you, yeah, but Castle Oasis, they're from Quebec. They've been watching us.
Ooh,
They've
Quebec.
been here all
Nice.
night long with us. They're very entertained. The game we're watching on the board here, on the DGT board, is also the game you're looking at right there. One of our young players, Ethan Boldy, is playing Alexander Ivanov and
He's winning,
has
right?
the advantage. I don't know if he's winning, but he's close to it here. That pawn, of course, Black has the threat of Queen B1 check. Let's not forget that. So what is White going to do? A Queen F7 check and Knight B7, or Queen F7 and Knight B5. This is looking really, really bad for Black here. Queen F7, Knight B, followed by Knight B7. Did you play Akko? Do we know who Akko is? She said
He plays here.
he plays here, right? Yeah.
Can you go on Monster? Yeah, Monster is in time trouble.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't looked at that game. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so
So this game was
he's
up
below
and
a few
down,
minutes now.
up
I
and
think.
down game, and White's finally played this attacking thing, and it's many moves past the time,
Yeah.
and Black is crashing through on the queen side. White's trying to get through on the king side, tripling on the h file now. Bishop h6 looks incredibly strong. If gh6 rook g8, that's got to be a winning move. He misses it. All right, bishop h6. I guess Black can play queen g8 or queen f8. Bishop h6. And then queen f8 maybe, and knight f6. Wow, that's close. Queen f3 threatens this pawn at h5 though. And Black is in maybe some trouble
Yes.
here after queen h5.
So Mansour is the one who
He's winning all his games.
who won last TNM, the AB section.
Right.
He's been having a really good streak, and I know that he had a good weekend at Santa Clara. I'm gonna look it up. He finished 8th with 4 points out of 6. He did not lose any game. He won 2 and draws
Wow.
4. So he maintained his winning streak. And yesterday he texted me because I asked him. He wanted to take a bye, but he got to me late, and I said, sorry, I can't make a exception, even though I know you were playing all day, but
Right.
you know. So he said, yes, okay, I'll play. So I think he's very tired, but he was really happy texting me, oh, Judith, I didn't lose my winning streak. So yeah, so maybe he can pull off a draw. I'm sorry, but I'm rooting for him.
No, he's such a nice man.
He's nice.
And he's a very nice man. And not only that, but he's playing really good chess.
Yes.
And he's a fierce competitor, obviously.
Yeah.
And here we have Ethan Boldy. All Ethan has to do, I think, is play knight b7, and
Help
this
Abel,
game,
I think.
and this game is over.
Do you need help?
No.
This game is over.
If,
oh,
if
yeah,
knight
almost.
b7,
Come on, sit down.
if he can play knight b7, see, look at this, knight b7, and then that threatens bishop c3. This game that would win the game right on the spot, I think. or knight b5, both moves, knight b7 or knight b5. The threat is bishop c3. So Ivanov is, Boldy is having a great tournament. This game is just about over. Let's see. We have one more game, Mansour's game. Let's see if Boldy can play knight b5 or knight b7. He's got to look out for. He played knight b5.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Black has no time to even play bishop takes b5 because of bishop c3, and wins on the spot. So. Or maybe it doesn't.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, bishop e5, ab5 would be good enough to win. This game is just, it's over. Poor Alexander Ivanov. He got he played hard to win. He overpressed right from the get-go. It seemed like he was overpressing and trying to score an EV.
We have a fan from Canada.
Yeah, Council.
They like us.
Council Oasis Chess has been with us all evening, and
where in Canada?
Quebec. Yeah.
Oh wow, it's super late, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is super late.
You know all you players and love them all.
Yes,
we do know all our players. I don't know if we love them though. Yeah.
Yes, we love them.
If we don't, it's because we know them.
We know them all too well. And
let's check the Mansour game.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna look at Mansour's game.
Oh wow, he's still out there.
Yeah. He texted. I didn't even tell you. He texted me last night. Hey Judith, I need a half-point buy for today, and I told him I'm sorry, we can't. It's too late. It was like 9 p.m.
So he came and played.
Yeah.
He played the
Santa Clara, and I told him I know you played, but we still can't. You know, as much as I like.
He's defending as though his life depends on it.
But he was like so happy. He was like, I didn't lose my winning streak. He won 2 and draw 4, so he got 4 points, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I could tell he was really tired. And
I think he played 3 days.
Yeah, he played 3 days.
That's a lot of chess.
Yeah, it's a lot of chess, and he played last Tuesday, and I think he might have gone to Wednesday too with the blitz, with Julius's blitz.
I think White just has to play.
That's what happens when you don't have a wife, and you can just stay out.
White should play queen h5 here and not worry about the rook moving from f7 to pin the white rook to the white queen. That's not a threat. If Black moves the rook, he's not threatening bishop g6 because of pawn takes. Yeah.
The thing is that his opponent had like 30 minutes to 3.
It's 10 minutes to 1 minute,
so
basically.
it's actually more manageable now.
Yeah. Maybe he's finding it difficult to find a win here.
Yeah.
Ingo, did you already say that bishop h6?
Bishop h6 doesn't threaten anything yet, right? Because if bishop g7, rook g7, rook g7, king g7 ends it up. If white was tripled, and Black could have tried bishop h6, but Black had his bishop here and could play queen f8 and defend. So there was still, Black was still hanging in there. He was still hanging in there. And he's putting up a tough defense, and that's why White's finding it difficult to find a move here. But it looks to me like White should play queen h5, bishop g5, okay. Anyway, it's a tough position for Black. He's under attack, and he's got little time. So Mansour has to, this is where we'll have to see if he can survive this one.
I was definitely fatigued after
He's fatigued. But let's take a look, go back quickly to Ivanov and Boldy's game. Okay, so he's offering the exchange of queens, 2 pawns, soon to be 3 pawns down. This is lost. Queen G8, King G8, Knight A7, followed by C7 and C8 Queen. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Right?
Yes.
I trust your judgment.
Just take.
I trust your judgment.
White should just play queen takes, queen check.
Yeah, he needs
Knight
to.
takes pawn, and there's no defense to pawn to C7 and pawn to C8 queen.
Yes.
Okay.
Queen H5, then Queen G4 and push the H pawn.
Yeah, it's over. It's over, folks. But and we want you to be over because I need to go home, and so does we all want to go home. All right, let's see.
How are the rest of the games?
There's only this one game.
Well, there's a couple other games on
the other boards.
I cleaned that room. It's done.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And this game is still.
Oh, they're done. That's it, huh?
These 2 games.
Has he ever beat Alexander, Ethan? Did Ethan
Ivanov's
and Alex?
game? We had a couple.
I probably. Oh, okay. Here, I'll find it. He played Queen G8, King G8, and now just Knight takes A7.
Yeah.
And then C7 on the next move. We play C7 right away. I guess it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Bishop, whatever, and then still Knight A7.
Knight A7, and then make a queen, and then you're down 2 pawns and a piece. That looks.
Do you concur?
Yeah,
that's pretty bad.
She concurs.
I think Alexander Ivanov.
Well, tonight it means a lot because you beat a 1500 today.
Yeah, are you planning on?
She's had a string of good results
since being here.
Well, I've been
It's a
listening
good place
to you.
for chess.
I've been listening to you.
Yeah.
All this and all
I
this
try
like
to explain things simply.
What was the time control? So the normal games are gaming 2 hours with 5-second delay. So gaming 120.
I doubt if Ethan has ever beaten Alexander Ivanov before.
Yeah.
And Alexander came out of this game kind of swinging wildly and just kept pushing a little too much, and that was kind of his attitude from the get-go. And Ethan just played a solid game and just took advantage of the mistakes, and that was pretty much it. And now.
And Alexander is only playing here, really, right?
That's
He's
true.
not-
He doesn't play. He lives in San Jose, right?
Who?
Alexander. I have no idea.
He lives in the South Bay.
But
Bay.
I don't see him playing.
I've mailed him
anywhere
a
else.
check 1,000,000 times, and now I can't remember.
But we never saw him
Playing anywhere else.
He doesn't play anywhere else.
So
except
Ethan
over
plays
there.
all the time, everywhere.
Alexander's also got a coach, and he's a very serious player, but he's got his own way of Bishop E5. Yeah, there's no way of slicing and dicing this.
He's probably looking to get to the Knight, Bishop, King ending is probably the only hope.
There's
Hope
not
he doesn't
much
know
hope
how to
of
beat.
that.
Wow.
And this game, Rafik.
Yes, they finished. Alexander and Ivan. Ethan.
That was it. Yeah, they should.
They finished.
Okay. How about that? A victory for youth over age and experience. That's what happens.
That's how it goes. What
That's
can
how
you
it
do?
goes.
Well, we are proud of our kids, right?
So Castle Oasis Chess, you eat, sleep, and drink chess. Do you run the chess club in Quebec? Are you in Montreal? I'm asking. Congratulations for staying up with us. Guess it wasn't that hard. Mansour is trying to.
Your stream. Oh, so you're streaming on Twitch. Okay.
Oh, you stream.
Yeah, we have to learn how
we did that
this.
today. We talked with Manas, Juan and I. He
How
taught us
can we
raid.
relate?
Yeah.
He shows. Yeah, exactly. That's what we learned.
Yeah. Raid. So can we raid?
But we have to get the affiliate.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You live in
let me work on that
Yeah.
tomorrow.
He taught us like in there.
How to do the affiliate or how to do the rating?
Well, the affiliate I know how to do. The
Okay.
problem is syncing up the
So
account with
you live in a
nonprofit.
castle. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Huge house. Let's visit.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And the G file actually gets plugged up for a second here with knight G4.
Okay.
Rook E6 is strong here, I think, forcing the queen back, and then maybe. Okay, bishop G5 happened, and the queen went back to F8, where it defends everything. Bishop E2, I guess. White's going to play, probably. Good
Hashtag
job.
math.
Hashtag math. Who's that?
Maybe his buddy. Are you his friend? Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny the kind of interactions you have with people, and they're like, you hear a little this and a little that.
And who's up? Because Ethan scores nice win, and then
My daughter calls herself Alexander Princess when she's on chess.com.
Nice.
Okay. Does she play chess?
I want to put it on the camera. Oh my
Does she play? She must play. Or does she write a column for chess.com?
Alexandria Princess.
Alexandria Princess. So she's a chip off.
1800 plus.
She's a chip off the old chess block, huh? That's.
Oh wow!
Look at these guys. The tension is palpable.
Oh my god.
Anthony
But
is
it's incredible.
4 and he's 1100. Who's Anthony? Is that your grandchild?
Nice.
Wow, it's a chess family.
Look at this.
Wait a minute, no. Bishop H6 and Rook H6 is close to Jin.
Oh my gosh.
Bishop H6, Rook H6, Rook H7.
Yeah, because the other rook's defending.
Yeah, and then Rook takes D6 or maybe Rook F6. I don't know. This is a hard.
Or push the pawn now, right?
Well, White can play Bishop takes Knight, Pawn takes Bishop, and then Rook takes check. And if Queen takes Queen G8 mate. So, but the Rook can interpose at H7, right? And then the other Rook, then that White Rook on H6 can swing over to F6 or even take that pawn on D6.
He's trying to
because if Queen takes D6, Queen G8 mate. So it looks to me like White's winning 2 pawns here.
If that's what White goes for.
If that's what White goes for.
Because White may think they have
something else. Bishop H6. Some moves were played here. Nope. White played Queen F3 and then Black played Rook F6.
Actually,
which is a good move.
Yeah, because now it's threatening the Rook. The Rook has to do something now.
So back here, for some reason, White plays Queen F3 instead of Bishop takes H6.
You're up late.
Queen F3, Rook F6 was
Don't
played.
quit chess. Never quit chess.
Is that because
Michael?
Oh.
Now Bishop H6 check is played, but Black can Black play Bishop H5? This is just what's going on here. Yeah. That was not good.
Oh
wow. Black, it's the
No, you didn't
White's
quit.
just
Michael,
playing
you don't,
moves.
We don't quit chess.
White's just playing moves here. White has gotten 2
This
pawns.
camera is awesome.
2 pawns for the piece, for the exchange. But that's not the way it should have been played.
Oh my god.
That's not the way it should have been played. I think White missed going 2 pawns. Look how it's frozen. Oh no, it's not frozen.
No, it's he's
They're
hovering over.
frozen. The players are frozen.
And look at now, it's almost equal time. Oh my God, he overcome a 30-minute down.
Wow.
Rook G7 was played.
Wow, they're
And,
like blitzing it out.
White's made some definite mistakes here, and has 2 pawns, but the exchange means
Wow, look at
more.
the time is catching up now.
And Black is playing very purposefully to target the H pawn. Now that's a good move. Bishop F3, Queen G7. Yeah.
But then Queen F6, looking to Queen F6.
I think Black can exchange
Yeah, there it
and
is.
plays the rook over.
It was done.
Play the rook all the way over to the other side of the board to attack this pawn.
Yeah.
Black is in the driver's seat. Unless the king infiltrates, if the white king gets, this is perfect situation for Black. Rook check and rook down. It's White is in trouble. White is definitely in trouble.
He's playing with the piece.
Black is playing nicely. Hi Ming. Perfect play by Black here. Now, as long as these pawns are held, he can go hunt with the rook over there, but he has to make sure that White can't play H6.
But why not?
He can just play. He can just play Rook B1 and start taking on his pawns.
Wouldn't a Rook G2 would have been better?
A little more direct.
Oh, he's gonna make the draw. No.
No, I think he should go and take that pawn at B2 because.
Should we go?
Or maybe not.
They are discussing.
Just make sure.
Yeah, go and see what's going on.
Yeah,
Somebody's flag fall.
No, I think. I don't know.
All right, we have a situation here on the board, on one of the boards, on the last remaining game here. I think this is, I'm not sure if it's a draw or not. The clocks have been stopped, I think. What's happened? F-pawn, you never have to give up chess entirely. You can become a commentator, like me. And then you can just laugh at everybody.
Okay, so there was an illegal move by White. So Black gets 2 minutes. So we're not gonna be able to see the clock anymore because he's setting the new clock.
Okay, but we can follow the game, right?
We can follow the game through camera, right? Obviously. But now Mansour will have 2 minutes and 27
And he's
seconds. And
winning.
he's down in 1
And
second.
he's winning on the board, I think.
He's down in 1 second. So.
So Rafik has to play instantly.
And Black's move, yeah. So he would, yeah.
1 second. How can you do? You have to make every move within 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. And
so maybe it's a draw if he puts all his if he just plays his pawn to A4.
yeah, but I mean Mansour has 2 minutes right now.
Right. So but if he still has to win the game.
All he has to do is.
There is the chance that White the game is going at too fast a pace,
Yeah,
I
so
think,
guys,
for us to fall. White got checkmated.
Oh, he got checkmated?
White
Okay.
got checkmated at the end. I probably shouldn't have lost this game, but
Yeah,
he
he's
did.
probably very mad at himself.
Yeah.
So guys, whatever. So White made an illegal move when White was 1 second and Black was 27 seconds, so Black got 2 more minutes on his clock, and that's why we had to switch clocks to edit the clock. Because I don't think we are very comfortable yet to adjust those DGT clocks, so that's why we can follow the times.
Right.
But basically, the White had to blitz out all the moves, and it seems that Mansour checkmated. Oh my God.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
what happened was
I'm not going to review the game because
Okay.
it's
I
late.
explained.
oh yeah that's right you
I was. Oh my God.
and just
I don't know what this means. This little.
Thinking, and then Akko is like expressing his shock.
Yeah. When the games are played fast.
Yes.
So, well, you were going to explain what happened. You were going to explain.
No, she was in there.
I told her,
Yeah.
I kind of explained everyone that there was an illegal move. We added 2 minutes. You added 2 minutes to the
and
black
we just
clock.
switched the
We had to
clocks
switch the
because
clock.
the North Americans are just easier, faster to program.
Well,
Right, but we were still able to follow the game.
Yeah,
on
and
the
then
board,
I
which was
basically
cool.
I explained and we followed it.
Perfect.
I'm not sure exactly what should have
Let me
happened,
go out
but well defended by Mansour, and a terrific end to round 5 of the Tuesday night marathon. Congratulations! Oh, we all survived it. Juan, I'm going to transition out of here. Thanks to everybody who was watching. What an incredible round, a very exciting round. We have a clear leader with Hosea Stearman just on a rampage, winning all of his games, and we'll see you next week, next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Everybody, thanks for coming. And there's Joyce Carol Oates, and founders of the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. We'll see you next week at 7:30 for the human factor at the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. Good night. That was Hosea.